so far. Hope you still come back to my heart. Didn't mean to hurt you bad, only did those things so that I could make a little room for us. I wish I would never shooting star, that you still come back to my heart. Come back tonight, come back tonight, come back tonight. Come back tonight, come back tonight, come back tonight. Shooting star, that you still come back to my heart. Can you see how we've come so far? Hope you still come back to my heart. Didn't mean to hurt you bad, only did those things so that I could make a little room for us. I wish I would never shooting star, that you still come back to my heart. Come back tonight, come back tonight, come back tonight. Tonight, tonight, tonight.
Day3, ForGG, Percival, Party, Zest. Africa TV, Freak Up Studio, live. 2021 GSL Season 2.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the final day of the GSL Code A. After our two best of fives tonight, we will go to the group selection, and then we have a week off. We go right to Code S.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. Of course, at Code S, you can come in and be in the audience.
What?
Is this 2 years ago or the future, Tasteless? I don't know.
It better not be 2 years ago because I don't want to go through Corona again. Look, we are going to be selling tickets. It's going to be on Friday, I believe, at 5 p.m. Is that correct?
Yes.
We'll have more information in our graphics as the show goes on, but there's going to be 30 seats available. You can buy up to 2 seats, so you and a friend, and you got to buy them fast because I have to imagine these seats are going to sell out. These tickets are going to sell out, I should say, pretty quickly. But starting next week, at last, we're going to have some people in the audience, and as things continue to improve out here, we will eventually have big, packed audiences.
You can see the racial distribution going into Code S today. We will have a Terran and a Protoss advancing, so it's a 7-4-5 that we're going to be seeing here. Wow, a lot of Terrans this season, huh?
Yeah. Not today, though. Just one Terran here. We've got Protosses all around, and what am I saying? Yeah.
No. Yeah, I have no idea.
I don't know what I'm saying.
Sitting
Our
here
toes are
watching
not
you.
warmed up. I was doing our segment on the tickets and I didn't watch the graphics.
Okay. Well, the matches today, this is actually the day I'm most excited about.
Yeah.
4GG, like, you never know what game he's pro at a given time, it seems. He was in KSL a couple of years ago. You know, he's been back and streaming a lot of StarCraft 2 more recently. Here he is in Code A. Going up against Percival, who is the up-and-coming Korean player that is kind of exciting everyone the most.
Yeah.
And then we have 2 players that are easily top 8 Code S material that they're going to, one of them is going to get eliminated, which is insane, Parting and Zest. And that's going to be an awesome PvP.
That is going to be really fun to have here. It's fun at 4GG here. This guy is really, truly one of the most storied StarCraft players. Not just a legend from StarCraft 1, but he's had a lot of success at StarCraft 2, and he's really gone back and forth between both titles, which is kind of funny.
Yeah.
We've really only had that with Rain, but I feel like Rain was really on and off with each game, and then went back into StarCraft 1, and then hasn't played StarCraft, as far as I understand, in any serious way.
This is actually the first time we've seen what 4GG has done, which is he was a StarCraft 2 pro. I believe he went to military, came out, became a StarCraft 1 pro again, getting into KSL, and then stopped that, and now is back into GSL.
So I think he was in StarCraft 1, StarCraft 2, StarCraft 1, StarCraft 2. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So he literally has had 3 game changes now.
That's very unusual.
He's the only player that's ever done that.
And we've had plenty of players that from Brood War did the massive switch over when all the Kespa players switched over, but it's interesting to see ones that were extremely dominant in StarCraft 1 then stay in StarCraft 2. I think a lot of people would say that 4GG might even have more success in StarCraft 1, but he says StarCraft 2 suits his style, and he's enjoying it more.
He's actually right about that. He was he was an MSL champion one time, guys, which is one of the big star leagues from old StarCraft 1.
Right.
But he was an extremely technical Terran player, and I would definitely agree. Like, his style doesn't. Like, you have to really revamp yourself right now in StarCraft 1. It's a very different style required from Terran. So I think StarCraft 2 really does fit him a bit better.
Yeah, and we're going to see how he fares against Percival. Percival, basically the newest player that we have here. Him and then Jown, as well. But Percival repping the new Terrans, this new generation. We're going to go on to the map Lightshade. This is 4GG versus Percival in a best of 5.
ForGG.
Careful, Tasteless. I just heard you take a sip of your coffee. ASMR not allowed, Tasteless.
This is banned. know if my coffee sips count as ASMR. Between my coffee sips and my throat clears, I don't know if I think it might be anti-ASMR here.
Yeah.
That's one thing you
I
get.
can see your butt, Tasteless. I'm reporting you.
I'm going to cast this with my butt in the camera, all right?
God.
The stream meta.
Stream meta.
Just a spiral down.
I don't know why these idiots don't just grind StarCraft 1 ladder all day. It's a true way. All right, double gas, both sides. I'm really excited about this match because ForGG is like a super experienced player, but obviously he hasn't been in GSL for a long time. He did spend a lot of time on StarCraft 1 when he came back originally.
Well,
and then you have Percival, who's like, this is the youngest player out here that's got a lot of potential. All the Korean pros kind of agree that he has probably the most potential out of all the new players. We wouldn't really count Zaun as like he's now coming up and stuff, but like he's been around, you know?
Right.
Whereas Percival is like truly actually new, like has been playing for like a year, you know? So
yeah, it's no, Zaun is new in the sense that he hasn't been in many GSL broadcasts,
Yeah,
I guess is one way to put it.
Yeah.
4GG has been around for so long that in a lot of ways this is all he knows. Is sitting on major stages and playing, and
Totally.
these are the guys that are completely unfazed and in some senses probably play even better under these kind of circumstances.
Yeah, might be. I think he's a reasonably clutch player. He's got some championships under his belt. If I'm recalling correctly, he had like the sick DreamHack win once upon a time. He had obviously the MSL way back in the day. It was very exciting when he switched over to StarCraft 2 originally. If I'm recalling again correctly, he did it a little bit ahead of the Kespa wave, to the point where he was actually the most successful StarCraft 1 player that was in StarCraft 2 at a point. If you don't count like the old success, right? Like modern success.
Right.
When he switched over, if that makes sense. So it's not like you don't count Nada because it was a long time since he won a championship, whereas 4GG was more recent.
Yeah,
But-
well, I mean, the way that people played RTS back then is so different now. And it's not that, I mean, they were really geniuses of their time, but there's just more that we know. There's more. Like, for instance, there was a period in a time when people didn't know how to micro mutas.
Oh, yeah.
And the game was just totally different.
Yeah.
Like, when mutas attacked, you just see them sitting there flying over stuff, damaging things. People didn't know to kind of ping-pong them in these attacks using that new micro technique. In this game, we have Percival immediately diving and getting the kill onto 4GG's SCV.
And trying to attack up this ramp a little bit. Obviously, the wall going to slow him down. The Cyclone comes out, so he does have to vacate the premises. And 4GG going to be completely fine, but his command center does get a little bit stalled out.
Another attack comes in over here. And I don't know how much more damage Percival's going to get away with. The mines are coming down, but 4GG avoids them pretty easily here.
It's kind of interesting to see him pop in there and do that again, but he actually had excellent control, and that was a good call because he really did not lose that much. Traded a Reaper for Reaper, that's fine. And he had potential, you know, maybe you kill that SCV again and slow it even more. But Percival now getting his own Cyclone, getting a Raven as well. Medevac on the way for 4GG, so he's definitely going to try to put on a bit of counter pressure here.
We've got 4GG poking down. But the Reapers are actually going to be aiming up towards the main here. There's Marines here to deflect this as well.
That's a great kill on those two. Good catch.
Yeah, does come in there and just, you see a little bit of the development because there's so many Marines up in that area. The Raven's going to be coming down here as well now. And Percival's going to go ahead and lose out on these Hellions as well as those Reapers earlier. And the first Raven is out ahead of the first Raven for 4GG, right? He didn't make a Raven back there. I think it was a medevac. I thought I saw.
Yeah.
Okay.
And here comes that medevac now. Flies right into Percival's Cyclone.
Yeah, gotta be careful. I think this is gonna be just a kill. I mean,
boy.
making it look easy here.
And not just that, but
Wow.
like, oh no. Percival
my
now
God.
is up like 7 workers, Tasteless.
Well, not only that, I mean, I think 4GG way overestimated the advantage that he had here. And that he might be able to come in here and do some real damage after the Hellions and the Reapers are killed off, but clearly not. I mean, a lone Cyclone kills that, and this actually catapults Percival ahead quite a bit.
Yeah, he's
going to both attack and expand, which I think you actually can do in this situation because you are in such a good position, and actually takes out that Cyclone. And I may be wrong, but I think it's possible this game just ends.
It is. Like, this command center can definitely get canceled. We'll see how he actually ends up engaging. Throws down an auto turret, maybe a little bit premature there, but Siege is up as well. And look at that, going to throw down the double auto turret. It'd be better if he could target. There you go. Targets the tank. Brings up another Siege tank of his own, and he did force that cancel. I think ForGG holds on. But Percival is...
Well, he's eons
he's
ahead
all
here.
over him, man. Yeah.
I mean, the fact that he has his third command center close to finishing, and he's still able to basically put adequate pressure onto ForGG is pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know, can you push into here? I think it's going to depend on whether or not ForGG is going to be able to scan and check, but he doesn't have any air support, so, I mean, the first shot goes to these tanks, which are targeted on these Marines, and he might be able to just go in there, if he can avoid auto turrets, and just...
Gosh, there's so much more energy on ForGG's Ravens that I feel like it would be a really bad move to move in. Like, that's the only way that you're going to let ForGG have a chance.
Well, Percival agrees with you, Artosis. He's turned around here.
Yeah, it's just between disables and auto turrets, like he has a lot more energy. Oh, and look at that. He actually disables both the Vikings so that he does not end up losing this. But that means that he can move forward a little bit, right? The Vikings not as important.
Okay. He's just going to close. I don't know, man. I don't know if ForGG can last this much longer. I mean, there's been a few trades here, but mostly it's been domination here by Percival.
Yeah.
The Vikings going to come in here. He still is able to spot. That's going to be handy for the siege tanks. Landing the Vikings over here to protect the tanks as well. And he actually targets that perfectly. Percival, and I think one of the most dominant TVTs of the entire year for us in casting, just happened.
He really smashed him, like really, truly smashed ForGG there. It seemed like ForGG's early game was okay. Like, he opened up, right, he skipped the Hellion, so he lost an SCV, that's fine. Of course, that puts him back a couple SCVs because then his command center isn't finishing as quickly. And just over time, it seems like Percival had everything in the right positions, pressured at the right times, defended correctly, and just got eons ahead immediately. So very well done from Percival, but it's just one game.
Yeah. I got a lot to say about the situation. This is a little nerve-wracking, I think, for ForGG, even if he is such a veteran and has been an MSL champion. That, by the way, was the first live event I ever watched, Artosis, was Fantasy Winning. Did you know that?
Fantasy Winning? Oh, the...
Or ForGG Winning. Excuse me, what am I saying?
Oh,
yeah.
ForGG versus Jadong?
Yeah.
Ah, cool.
All right, guys, we're going to go to game 2 here. And we got to see how exactly this is going to be handled here. ForGG getting a little bit outclassed. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the situation. You know, we made this joke, like, I think actually years ago. If you're a chess pro, what's the scariest opponent to go against?
Alpha Zero?
No, that was the wrong answer, Artosis. The correct answer was like some 6-year-old prodigy.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Sure.
Or you've spent your entire life playing the game and mastering it. And you have such a plethora, not just of knowledge and experience in the game, but you have the experience of playing at events, playing at tournaments or at clubs. And then a kid comes along who has been, I guess you could say, a prodigy, and has been groomed by his elders to be good. And that kind of, I'm getting those vibes here from Percival.
Yeah?
You know?
Okay.
He played so much better in pretty much every decision, even to turn away for a second to regroup before pushing in and adding more pressure. The way he handled the drop that came in with the Cyclone and just very comfortably got the medevac, knew exactly how many SCVs to repair to pull in time, didn't overcompensate by defending his main, defended his natural as well. ForGG was very greatly outclassed, and whenever you're one of these older, much more experienced players, one of the last things you want to lose to is somebody who's pretty brand new.
Hurts less, I guess, to lose to, you know, you play against, like, Innovation. You're like, yeah, well, he's Innovation.
Yeah, he's won so many games.
The untried, the untested in Percival.
Percival, I think you and I and a lot of other people are trying to get a gauge on still where he's at, right? We haven't gotten to cast that many games of him. We do know that a lot of people are saying he's like the new thing, the new young guy.
Yeah.
But we saw that back there with that last game where ForGG just got wrecked.
Yeah, I mean, he looked a hell of a lot better. I guess we'll just have to see, though, right? Like, it was one game. Some stuff went wrong, but maybe ForGG rallies out of that and does all right here. Reaper's just kind of scouting out on both sides. Mirrored builds here for the two Terrans. So that was the first live event you went to, was Jaedong versus ForGG?
I believe so.
Wow.
I believe so.
That's cool. Honestly, I don't think that was really that good of a finals.
I was eating
weird technical builds and Jaedong lost.
I was eating
like,
a hot dog in the background. I remember because there was a shot of me, and I was in the audience, and I'm sticking a hot dog in my mouth. And then I went back, and people said they saw me eating a hot dog. I thought, oh, that's weird, because I was having a hot dog.
Well, that's how you'll always be remembered.
Yeah, that's that was my big mark on history.
Yeah, that's funny. Those CCs going to be finishing up relatively soon here. Starport a bit quicker here for ForGG. In the defensive game, looks like he's going to be making a siege tank here. No Cyclone for him. A little 2 Hellion, 3 Reaper push out is coming. ForGG trying to skimp on that a little bit. Now, let's see, is that how close to finishing is that command center?
It should be right about done.
Yeah, just in time. That's actually really nice for ForGG, but he is going to lose a couple SCVs still.
So he's driven away, but only for a little bit. We have the tank coming out now.
He's trying to play just like slightly greedier, right? Like these openers generally turn into 2 Hellion, 3 Reaper fights.
Yeah.
But you know, if you're skipping a Reaper and a Hellion, it's like, okay, well, you know, your opponent, if they come across the map and pressure you, this is what it's going to look like. Of course, it does put him up a siege tank, so that's something.
Now, in the last game we had, after an event that was somewhat similar to what happened in this game, we had the Hellions try to come in and kill some SCVs. We had the Reapers jump into the main to scout. Let's see what happens this time. That did seem to trigger ForGG into a decision tree where he said, okay, I can drop and do damage, and it was completely not the case.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if ForGG could do anything differently from that last game, it would be not to be too aggressive.
Well, yeah, he ended up losing a bit too much and couldn't really do anything from there. Even losing that Cyclone in the bush in the middle was like, oh man, nothing's going right here.
You need to save something in some of those fights, or you do just lose on 2 bases like that. It was one of the rare moments where in a game that early, you get to see a player just immediately move out.
Yeah, the
and
punishes
actually
were really good.
Expand and attack.
Yeah.
Which is not ever supposed to be the case, but if you've got that many things that went right for you, you can get away with a lot, and Percival did that.
Yeah, and I'll be interested to see if that's going to be something that he can continue, because sometimes you see a move like that from a newer player, and you're like, oh god, does this guy have that type of star sense? Like, does he have that type of read on the game? And sometimes it's yes, and sometimes it's no, he's actually normally too aggressive, and this time it was perfect, you know? So it's really hard to still put like a number on Percival, right? About like how good this is versus how it just like kind of worked out. Now
so,
he's moving out. He's got a decent army here. You can definitely deny that third for a bit.
Yeah, let's see if ForGG's watching his tanks when he moves down, because I think he's not expecting for these tanks to already be here. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. He does back away. But it's just tanks.
Yeah, ForGG, I think he'll be fine pushing through this, though, right? Like, he's got 3 Vikings and a Raven, so you see that scan going off. That's because he knows that the siege tank count from ForGG can pulverize his siege line if it comes up. So he might throw, I was going to say, he might throw another scan down. Look at this, immediately jumps up on it. Beautifully done. Auto turrets coming out. Percival with that killer instinct once again.
Seeing here?
You're seeing smashing.
Oh, my God, Percival. Okay, so.
Dude. That was good.
You know, moments like that are where it looks like one player has such a better grasp on the entire early game than the other.
Yeah.
That you almost want to send ForGG back to the lab.
Well,
I mean, apparently the way that you're approaching this, like Percival is so ready to come out ahead of this. Dude, we've been live for 21 minutes.
No, I know.
Some of this is zooming camera shots, and this is like the quickest a TVT could possibly be right now.
It truly is. But
get that one.
Yeah, you see, ForGG is not very happy with what's going on here.
For Artos, this is what he thinks 1A with Protoss sounds like. Ready? Wait. Boom. 1. Right. 1A. Boom. Boom. Okay, so 2,000 atmospheres. I don't even feel like I'm warmed up yet for the cast, guys. I hope this gets a little bit closer, because if not, this is going to be a record short TVT where Percival might be the chosen one.
Maybe. ForGG trying to cut some corners here and get heavier siege tank counts and stuff, but not playing the mind games correctly there with those siege tanks, just playing as if Percival's a ladder opponent.
Yeah. We're going to go into Game 3, guys, and let's hope that ForGG can play a little bit better.
ForGG. Team NV, Percival.
So I want to mention about that last game, because I just mentioned that I think that ForGG is playing as if he's playing against like a ladder opponent, and the way that you can tell that is, right, he has 4 tanks against 2, and then he has 3 Vikings and a Raven there. So that's like a pretty formidable force. But Percival scanned, right? And I'm like, okay, he's scanning here because he knows that those tanks can kill him, kill his army, right? Like, tanks shoot further than they can see, so he's getting that extra vision.
Right.
Because he doesn't have air control. And then I was mentioning he's going to probably scan again now, because you wait for the scan to run out, because the scan has to run out, and then they can unsiege and move forward, right? Because you can't do it while you're being scanned. And so the scan ran out, and he waited a moment, because there's a little bit of mind games here. And then he scanned again to see it happening, and then he just attacked because he saw the unsiege move forward. Because you need to do that, otherwise your opponent gets the first volley and you're screwed. And the thing is, like, I'm saying that, and if I know that, ForGG knows that, right? This is a championship player from the past. It's not as if he doesn't know how the siege tanks function, how you use scans for vision. So the fact that he's not on top of something like that, it feels like it's either a not refined ForGG or he's underestimating Percival, right? Because you got to give a certain amount of respect. Like, do you think Maru's going to die to Percival like we just saw there? No, he is. I guarantee you he is not. He probably won't open like ForGG either, but I'm just saying, like, that little scan mind game thing that's going on, like, ForGG just didn't play it, and so he died.
It does seem like ForGG did enter this not truly respecting the early game capabilities of Percival. Yeah. I will say that. Like, yeah, Percival is looking extremely explosive. I mean, he basically set up a 1-2 punch to bring us into Game 3 here. I mean, he scanned, he saw the 4 tanks, and I know this is very kind of rudimentary stuff here for StarCraft, but if you're unsieging your tanks and moving them, that's right when they get killed.
Yeah. And
he scanned again, really, and the unsiege came, and I'm like, yeah, that's... I mean, when you're teaching somebody StarCraft in one of their first games and they don't know how to beat the tanks, you say, well, you got to wait till they unsiege them. Yeah. Look for an opportunity when they can't fire first, and that's literally what happened. Mm-hmm. And ForGG basically waited for the first scan to expire and then was like, all right, now. And then the second scan came, and he just ran in and got him. So I think we need to have a much more cautious ForGG coming into this.
Mm-hmm. All right, Percival moving across the map with a couple Hellions and 3 Reapers. We were talking about this before. And look, once again, it's 1 Hellion, 2 Reapers from ForGG. So it seems, okay, yeah, like he's basically doing it like we saw before. Oh, he made a mine.
Oh, I actually missed that.
Yeah, but that gets rid of one of them. So he actually has an army that can beat this right now. So this is a much better opening already.
Yeah, nice mines, actually.
Yeah, that was very nicely done.
It was about as good as you could do, considering you still lost that fight.
So ForGG with the little change here, and actually dominates in this early little moment.
And an immediate counterattack. Now, I don't know how prepared Percival's going to be. That's the big question here, because in the first game, ForGG won a fight. It took a little bit longer to win and did this, and it didn't work out. But this time around, his Cyclone's ready. The question is, he does not have a good read on this.
Yeah, he's going across. I mean, it has potential to do some damage, but
the distance between these two medevacs right now for the direction they're going in, this is about as good as you could ever ask for ForGG.
Truly. You can't even turn around as Percival. You just got to deal with what you have and try to get your counter.
Literally in between the 2 bases, so, I mean, the tempo in this fight is so good right now for ForGG. And this is a much better game from him. This is what we needed to see.
Yeah, no, he's doing it great. Like, he had the great defense. He changed up his build a little bit there. Look at this. Oh, just barely does not get that medevac, but the SUV is going to get pulled. He is going to clean this up. And definitely it does look like we're going to get better damage out of ForGG's drop by a considerable amount. Like, look, he's got 10 SCVs compared to 4 right now.
And this is one we're going to see Percival on the ropes, and we'll see how he can handle this. But, I mean, the last couple games, everything went perfectly. So let's see how Percival handles a much more bumpy ride. Oh, that's how. All right,
Yeah.
ForGG wins that.
It's too much. Yeah, so that's a better opener. I think he's starting to get a feel for the way that Percival is playing. Right? Like, Percival wants to be out there. He wants to be mixing it up a little bit early. And he basically had a counter to what Percival was doing. That, again, the 2 Hellion 3 Reapers thing is something you see fight against itself a lot in Terran vs. Terran. But instead, he got out a quick mine, burrowed it at the front, popped out 2 Marines after the 2 Reapers, and he just smashed the attack and then insta went across the map. Very well done by ForGG. Can he continue it into Romanticide?
We're going to see. I think we might need to see some small adjustments from Percival. I think he was trying the same stuff. You know, and it was working so well, but I mean, ForGG is adapting, he is adjusting. And I think especially when Percival decided to continue on with the aggression, that was a big mistake there. Anyways, guys, game number 4 is already here. Percival right now with a 2-1 lead versus ForGG.
ForGG. Team NV, Percival.
I bit my cheek earlier today eating food.
Oh.
And now it's swollen, and I keep casting and occasionally biting my cheek.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
This is terrible.
Yeah. I've had that happen where it's like you'll just be sitting there talking or something, and then like your swollen cheek just kind of gets half bit again. You're like, damn, this is not comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the cast for me today here. So, I mean, these are TVTs where we're barely even getting to see a third base get mined. And it may be that way for the rest of tonight. I mean, these guys are both super punchy TVT players.
Super punchy.
Punchy, man.
I like it.
And, I mean, again, it may just continue on like that here tonight, where we have...
Isn't punchy a term in boxing?
I thought it was.
I
That's
think it's
why
like
I
a
said
term in... Isn't it a term in boxing for someone that's like been punched too much or something?
I thought it was somebody who really takes a lot of punches. Like,
yeah,
punches
that's what
at
I'm saying.
them, though.
Yeah.
I mean, the opposite of that. Not. Oh, you mean is striking a lot? Is what you're trying to say?
I thought that it was like if you're punchy, it means like you're like dazed or something from punches. I feel like I saw it in a Rocky movie. Rocky movies are great, by the way.
I've actually never seen one.
You've never seen Rocky?
No. So this is what having an immediate impact or forceful.
Okay, but is there like another definition?
Artos is kind of like. No, that's it. Another term for punch drunk.
Yeah, there you go.
No.
Yeah, well, that's what I was. We both meant different
What's
things.
the definition of punch drunk then?
Punch drunk. It's like when
person.
you're dazed from being punched too much, I believe.
No, I think
that's when you're
wrong
punchy.
Again. I think you're 0-2. This is looking like 4GG losses here. No, stupefied by a series of heavy blows to the head.
Exactly. That's
punch
what I said.
Drunk.
Yes.
What do you know?
All right. So I'm glad that we got that out of the way.
We've solved it. Now, in this game, is it going to be that dramatic at the start? I mean, a lot of TVTs are not, by the way. So it's kind of exciting to see these guys are really going blow for blow here.
Yeah, let's
I
see.
bit that cheek again, man. It's driving me crazy. Every time I talk a little bit more, I bite it again, and it's getting bigger and bigger.
Damn, man. You should put a bunch of ice in your mouth.
That'll help.
Yeah, it'll put the swelling down.
That'll make this the ASMR of me casting with ice clicking on my teeth.
He's got the mine out here again. So let's see if Percival dodges. Okay, he checks. He knows that it's there. He's going to actually eat the mine purposefully, take out the mine.
Okay, not bad. Still a
That's
Hellion
good
over
move,
here.
But I think he runs now. I think the move is that you run right now. You definitely don't check the ramp.
I think he wants some control shots at the ramp right when they come down for mines, and then he runs.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that's exactly what it is.
So,
He'll control the ramp with mines and then back up because he knows he can't really actually do anything here.
And, you know, he's done a really good job with those mines.
Yes.
This is some Beyond stuff right here.
That was great. That was, yeah, I think that was actually very good. That was good counterplay because...
Oh, here we go again.
4GG counterplayed what Percival's doing, and now Percival counterplayed what 4GG's counterplay was, right? Trading a Hellion for that mine is actually a fine trade. And then he controls it a little bit. You're like basically missing a little bit of mining time, maybe losing one extra unit down the ramp. Good stuff. Now the 3 Hellions, or Reapers rather, immediately counterattacking as well as the Hellion. Now as long as he can defend at home, this was a great move. Look at this. 5 SCVs for these units that don't scale.
Yeah, that's incredible. And now he just barely has enough to basically take a fight here. Can these?
Awesome.
Yeah, he's going to continue to chip away at this. Now,
Dude.
this should be far enough away it actually survives, even with a scan or something else like that. But a really, really, really good back and forth so far here. But I think Percival, again, just kind of comes out on top.
Yes, for sure. I think that was like... I'm actually digging this series. I want to see them play like a best of 9 because, like, 4GG finally kind of smartened up to what was going on and countered it, and now he's gotten countered. And that was a beautiful counter to his counter, right? Like,
yeah.
Percival defended everything well, and he really utilized those units that weren't going to do much else for him this game. Awesomely done by Percival. I'm a fan from what I've seen so far in this series.
Now, Percival, this is one of those moments where Percival's close enough and 4GG's far away enough. I don't like this very much for 4GG. He's going to be in between the 2 bases as this attack comes in. And here we go. Another attack comes right in here. Oh my God, almost kills that off.
Yeah, backs up. You got to be careful not to overcommit here. Things can go wrong.
Yeah, I'm always interested now in how Percival kind of does the footsies game here with these different units. The drop comes in. It's in the blind spot of Percival's base.
Yeah, that might end up being very, very good.
And does he sense that there's a lack of units and a lack of a medevac here? He saw a medevac earlier, and there's not one here now. He technically should know.
Big move here from 4GG. Needs to get on top of it, though. Feels like he was definitely doing something at home there for a moment, but this is a lot of SCVs killed. Oh, the fact that he's fighting with his SCVs kind of tells the story.
Yeah, 10 kills
good.
already. The Vikings and the SCVs will kill this, but not before a dozen workers fall already. And Percival hasn't really gotten any better position as this happened.
13 SCVs
It's
there.
a lot, man. And the lead is gone. Now, that being said, the 3rd CC has landed at the 3rd base here for Percival.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Percival still has good tech, right? He's got 2 Ravens, very high energy. He's got a good siege chain count. Not a lot of units down here right this second, but he is sending some more down for reinforcements. All right, auto turrets going down, maybe a couple too many there.
Yeah, a bit excessive, I'd say, but I think the idea was definitely there is to get rid of the tanks and to push away Percival.
But he actually doesn't push all the way to secure the space. And now, look at this, the Vikings coming up. Oh, man, Percival's... I like this move from him once again.
Kind of
he's picking off
targeting
Ravens, he's picking off siege tanks.
Is this actually enough, though?
No.
He's disabled that 1 tank in the back. There's reinforcements coming here. And I think this is just squishy enough that that tank in the front lives, which is insane to me.
Okay.
I wasn't ready for that. Can he actually just dive the Viking over there? I guess it's not worth it with the Hellion.
Yeah, it's too low. Like, if it was full health, maybe you could consider.
He's going to do it again.
Okay, well, this is finally going to get cleared. 4GG, though, having to pull some SCVs here as well. Ends up losing one of the tanks. Percival maybe overstaying his welcome just slightly, but is up 5 workers. He's mining from his 3rd base already, whereas 4GG just finishing up his orbital. Going to have to send that down. Looks like 4GG is going to go into mech play here, and that is going to be against, I think, bio play. We have double medevac and a marine. Okay, there you go. 1-1 on the way for Percival. So I have to say, on 4GG's side, it's definitely very good that he's going mech, because if he was going bio here, I would have no faith in him winning. I mean, if you're just going for the same thing as your opponent, but you're behind, that is much worse than going for something completely different and being behind.
Yeah, well, I mean, you've already decided to participate in a race you're losing.
Yeah.
So, you know, ForGG is going to get into, you know, I think an area where his TVT is going to be even better, although I think he's looked quite strong in the early game in a lot of these, despite losing more than one might expect. He is definitely, I think, going to be in better condition to take Percival on in the mid-game. And I'm excited to see these two guys interact in a game that's going to be longer like this one here.
All right, diving everything out here for Percival. Looks like he wants to be on the fringes here, checking out what's what. Is there going to be a fourth base taken? Walking up slowly to check that out. Little scan going down as well, just kind of seeing what's at those rally points. And I think at this point, like, the fact that you see any Hellions right now kind of tells you that it's mech. You wouldn't just make some Hellions right now. It just, I mean, Hellions are an early game unit or a mech unit.
Look at how there's two different paths. Oh, no, I'm sorry. They're going to regroup. I thought it was very interesting if it was going to be all the tanks at the bottom and the infantry on the right. I was about to say, what's the deal with that? That's going to be cool. But he's going to regroup now. You know, when you go for mech, you're stronger the longer you can get tanks up. And he's already got some tanks up, but this might be an interesting moment to try to press in and do a little bit more damage.
He's actually, Percival has 8 Vikings right now, and it's going against 10 Vikings from ForGG, so I think that he has kind of put himself into an Sky Terran arms race, which means he probably should not be able to do any damage to ForGG, because he'll be spending too much money on Vikings, right? Like, if you're going really full kilter into bio, then you have opportunities for a bust. In this type of situation, it looks like one where Percival is probably going to have to grind ForGG out, which is going to be really good to see how he deals with a situation like that, because it's very different from the games we've seen so far, which have just been fast and furious.
Tanks have regrouped over here, and I believe Percival can't push in.
Yeah, no.
I mean, the more I look at this, the more I'm like getting anxious if he actually tries to. Pretty nice job with the Raven, though. He could actually win this air fight and drive this away.
This is so funny. There's like there's no anti-air. There's not even, if there was a single turret, you could fly to it, you know? He picks off the Raven, not bad. Just trying to outweight this. And as he has more Vikings popping out, he just turns and fights.
I mean, this is pretty insane.
Yeah, it's kind of funny to see. I think, okay, from here, Percival actually has the opportunity to change his mind and not go pure Viking from here.
Oh, hold up. Oh, wow, I thought ForGG was going to step into that. I'm like, not in a million years, man.
That is... Yeah,
that
imagine
is
him
the floor
attacking down
is
there.
Lava.
Dude, that is the end of Terminator 2, man. That's you do not want to go down there.
Oh, the tanks are going to go around, and now Percival can actually just run in here. This is like a huge mistake by ForGG. And if there was one way he could lose this game, it would be this way. I can't believe
you can't just do a big mech counterattack when he's right outside your base. What do you...
Yeah.
Like, is he counting on Percival unsieging and going home with all his units? Is that the...
I have no idea. I mean, look, he will also have to deal with this push down here, but I think if there was any way to lose a game right now for ForGG, this was it. I mean, it's so obvious that Stim, Marine Marauder, and a couple tanks can just gut punch this base right up here and then hit this base that we're getting a shot of now, long before there's any way in a million years that ForGG is going to be able to do the same amount of damage.
Yeah. That was a little bit surprising. I mean, Percival had some good killer instinct there once again. And I mean, he's been about as wasteful with that bio as he could have been.
Well,
but it's such a better game for Percival.
This game, I think, is actually almost over here. I mean, it's hard to leapfrog tanks. That's why it's the one weakness they have is to siege and unsiege. And I mean, Percival's on 3 bases to ForGG's 1. And I mean, I know the mains are going to mine out very quickly here. All Percival has to do is stop the push, and the game grinds to a halt. With a Percival 3-1 victory.
He has 2 Liberators. It's like impossible to lose this. Those Vikings are so low, you can literally kill them with the Liberators.
Yeah.
No, Percival's got it. I liked a few of the things that we saw from ForGG, but Yeah, I don't know. He didn't give Percival the proper respect, or he just didn't play well. I don't know exactly what to call it. I don't
Percival is the. I mean, get your expectations raised quite a bit here. Percival's looking pretty beastly. Here comes the second wave here, but you mentioned Liberators here.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you fight Liberators with what cannot attack air? How do you kill what cannot die?
Yeah. How do you shoot up when you can't shoot up?
How do you shoot up when you can only shoot down? Yeah, this is a wrap, man. That's so weird that he chose to counterattack with tanks. That's one of the fundamentals of mech versus bio, is that the advantage bio has is mobility and counterattacks.
Yeah.
And mech, once you finish all the pieces of the puzzle, you're going to have a stronger army. And if you can actually corner them and start to take fights, you pretty much win.
This ForGG just continually trying to attack here with his mech army. Of course, once again, there's like a single Liberator that just completely destroys him, unfortunately. A little bit of a Hellion counter. Thing is, ForGG doesn't have anything going on at home. He could kill all the SCVs at this base, and it doesn't matter.
ForGG could hope he kills that depot of his, and then kills all of his own depots after that.
Yeah.
So we're in ForGG's death throes here.
He is the chicken without the head. He's
this
technically
is
still alive, but what type of life is it?
This chicken will not stay alive for that long, all right? He's a human without his head right now. GG, Percival wins that in record time.
That was pretty quick series. I mean, ForGG did end up taking down a game. I'm really hoping that ForGG sticks with it and comes back next season, because I think he obviously can be a strong Code S player. He's just such a, such a accomplished player from the past. It's just like tonight was not his night. He started to fight back some, but there were definitely questionable decisions in most of the games.
It is surprising to see TVT get that short unless we're seeing a little bit of a shift here. It seems like Percival, especially in the early game, just has a better handle. Maybe ForGG approaching with an older style. Still adapted a little bit, but in the end, Percival just has a better grasp on the matchup in general. We're going to go to an interview now, get it translated for you guys, and see how Percival is feeling.
Percival defeats ForGG, and he moves on to the round of 16. Okay, let's have an interview with him. Congratulations. Thank you. First of all, Percival, hello to you. So how do you feel qualifying for the round of 16 group nomination? Well, I practiced with Bunny and Maru, and during the practice I lost so much, so my confidence was gone. But today was so much easier than practice. Right now, you are the youngest member in GSL. So how much preparation did you make beforehand? Well, I played this game for 4 years. Yes, you have played for 4 years StarCraft 2, and you made it to the round of 16 now. And while you're performing, it felt like you were very easy in mind. And your maneuvering was really smooth, and it felt like you were generally very confident today. So what changed? It definitely changed. Compared to my last GSL, it definitely changed. The race has changed, which matters the most. So against the likes of Maru or Bunny, it's really hard. But today, I try to play comfortably, like I play in ladder, and that's why I was able to win. And Percival, you just mentioned that you were able to win because the race was different. Okay. And as I said before, you are the youngest member. So why is Maru your role model? Well, I mean, he's he's awesome at the late game. I've been practicing with him, and even when I was ahead, he just came back in the late game. And it's just really fascinating how he plays. Well, that was quite unexpected. Maru's strength lies in his late game. So what's Maru's strength? He's generally just really good at the game. Then your skills right now, compared to other players including Maru, where do you think you're at?
거의 다 못 이길 건 없고요.
네.
다 이길 수는 있는데 질 수도.
I think I have the potential to beat everyone, but at the same time I have the potential to lose.
제일 못하는 것 같고요.
But I think I am the worst out of the players
좋은 것 같아요.
right now.
그렇군요. 자, 오늘 바로 경기가 끝나면 조지명식이 있습니다.
And as soon as the second match ends, we're gonna have a group nomination. And this is your first time joining the group nomination.
눈치도 빨라야
And
되고,
luck matters a lot, and battle of
그렇죠.
wits matters a lot in that as well.
필요가 없을 것 같아요. 왜냐면은
You know,
제일 16강
I don't think I should be too happy because I'm the worst player out of the 16 players. So I'm definitely gonna go to Group A for sure.
현실 판단 들어봤습니다.
Well, that is very unrealistic,
자, 현 시점에서
Percival.
고마운 분들 있으실까요?
So right now, are you grateful to anyone?
지원 감사하고
Well, I'm grateful to my team, Team MV,
지원 감사하고
and thanks to Bunny and Maru for helping me with the scrims.
마지막으로 스타투 팬분들께
And before you go, anything you want to say to StarCraft 2 fans?
이번 16강 목표가 16강이었는데
Well, I mean, my objective for this season was the round of 16, but I'm gonna have an entertaining group nomination for sure.
재미있는 조지명식 기대하겠습니다.
Well, we look forward to your group
다시 한번
nomination,
축하드립니다.
Percival. Thank you.
Thank you, Andy. Yeah, man, it's never too late to start.
No, certainly not.
4 years
he's
of
been
playing.
coming up very, very quickly. Just more recently, he has been getting really good. So I'm excited to see how he does.
Yeah. Here's the information for the tickets. So they're going to go on sale on June 18th. There it is. Okay.
Yes.
They're going to go on sale at 5 p.m. KST on Friday. If you don't know what time KST is, Google it. Compare to your own time zone. $5 a ticket. That's about what 5,000 won is. If you get the tickets, first of all, congratulations. Second of all, don't forget your ID because they need your ID as well. So a Korean ID, if you have a visa here, a passport is fine as well.
Yeah.
Some kind of.
You guys know what a picture ID is.
You guys know what a picture ID is.
Yeah.
But
don't bring any fake ones. We're great at sniffing out
that's
fake
right.
IDs.
That's right. We won't sell you any booze if that happens. Quick break. We come back. The final best of 5. We'll be right back.
함께 모이면 홈파티. 홈파티엔 먹방. 먹방엔 칠성사이다. 맛있어. 맛있는 자리에 빠질 수 없는 청량함. 칠성사이다.
퇴근하고 뭐해?
퇴근하고 오늘은 유 셰프, 내일은 유러너, 주말엔 유목수.
그걸 다?
본캐부터 부캐까지 하고 싶은 게 많은 요즘 시대의 커피. 칸타타 콘트라베이스.
이번 주 등산 어때? 등산 캠핑? 그래서 주말엔 낚시?
내가 낚인 거지.
그래도 나오니까 좋잖아.
일상에서 취미까지 나누고 싶은 게 많은 요즘 시대의 커피 칸타타. 아이시스 8.0을 챙긴다는 건 건강한 생각까지 챙긴다는 것. 나를 움직이는 핑크 에너지 아이시스 8.0. 아이시스 8.0을 연다는 건 조금 이른 아침을 연다는 것. 나를 움직이는 핑크 에너지 아이시스 8.0.
디자인하면서 가장 중요하게 생각했던 부분은 울트라 기어의 차별화된 브랜드 메시지를 잘 나타내는 것입니다. 신과 영웅들의 최강의 무기들을 검토하였습니다. 그중 니케의 승리의 날개를 모티브로 지금의 울트라 기어의 로고가 탄생하게 되었습니다. 울트라 기어의 이니셜인 U와 G를 비상하는 날개의 형상으로 레드 색상을 사용하여 강력한 에너지와 힘을 나타내었습니다. 울트라 기어는 최상의 퍼포먼스로 진정한 게임의 즐거움, 승리의 기쁨을 여러분께 선사할 것입니다.
Code Day3, ForGG, Percival, Party, Zest. Africa TV, Freak Up Studio, live. 2021 GSL Season 2.
Break it down. Whip. Was that part of the song? What was that?
Yeah, please, let's get with the times,
did
man.
our song get the hiccups? What was
Songs
that?
are supposed to sound like they end
Whip,
abruptly.
whip, whip,
And then it ends abruptly when we come on camera,
Yeah.
too. So, we had that series. Percival is into the Code S. That should be a lot of fun to see such new blood in there during that group selection ceremony.
Such new blood.
Such
the
new
blood
blood.
is so
It's so new.
Yes.
You kidding me, man?
Young blood.
Yeah. These older players, man.
Youngblood Percival is now his full
That's
name,
right.
man. Only been playing for 4 years. He's got his bachelor's in StarCraft. That's pretty damn impressive, man. I mean, I know there's been people that have been watching this and playing since the beginning who haven't ever been to Code A or Code S, who probably think that's cool, but also that hurts a lot. But some people, man, some of these guys, these new guys especially, have so much talent. I really look forward to seeing how he's going to play in Code S. I think he could do pretty well. I think 4GG was actually a pretty good test of where Percival is at. 4GG is someone who's been amazing and has always been good. He's been very active as well in StarCraft 2, streaming a lot.
Yeah, it's certainly true, but I think Percival's right from his interview when he says he's going to be the weakest player there and probably picked up very quickly. If he doesn't get picked in the first round,
he's just being a Korean pro gamer.
That's true,
and you know he's going to be fully there when he starts doing interviews where he's dominating the best in the world and going, I would rate myself as a D, and I'm overall very disappointed in my play.
Try to show better.
I'll try to show better games
next time.
Wow, you 4-1 Maru. How do you feel overall? The games did not go the way I expected, and I'm hoping to do better in the finals of GSL.
We do have some really great interviews.
We do
in Korean StarCraft.
We do, and he'll be there soon.
Yeah.
We have a great match coming up next. We are going to have our boy Parting going up against our boy Zest. Our boys.
Yeah.
Two Protoss legends. I don't know who you're going to root for. Well, you're going to root for Zest, and I'm going to root for Parting because that's how this goes.
Yeah, it's good versus evil.
It is. This is good versus this is chaos versus what do we call it? Order.
Something
Adept
like that.
all-ins. What do you call it?
Yeah. Honestly, looking at this match though, and I always bet on Zest, but he's supposed to go to the military really soon.
Yeah.
It's hard because like a bunch of people are ready to go to the military. TY went. Stats went, right? So now we're on Zest. who was supposed to go around the same time but hasn't yet. We thought that we weren't going to see him this season, perhaps. So that makes me think, like, how hard is he practicing? Like, are you going to put your all in when you might not even be able to finish the season? I kind of feel like Parting's going to take this, to be honest, even though I always bet on Zest. Like, yeah, that's kind of how I feel about that.
It's going to be fun no matter what.
Yeah, well, the thing is, Zest is very, very good PvP, and so is Parting in a different way.
Yeah. I wonder if Zest might be slightly stronger, but Parting is a little bit cheesier and crazier.
Yeah, which is helpful in PvP.
Yeah, well, PvP is the matchup that I think has so many more moving parts than almost any other matchup in RTS, really. There's so many builds that can interact with each other and things move so quickly.
Overall, lately, I felt like Zest has been in better shape than Parting. Parting had some greatness to him. Like, as you can see, Katowice, he did pretty well, obviously with a round of 4. But, like, just generally speaking, I guess, I feel like Parting isn't quite the same level he was, like, 8 months ago. Like, 8 months ago, it looked like he was one of the very best. A year ago, it looked like he was one of the very best. And right now, I'm like, ooh, like, it's not as reliable,
I guess this will be a pretty good test to see where he's at exactly. I think Zest is a very tough opponent. It's kind of weird this is a Code A match.
It is.
Of all these great players that we have. I mean, obviously, it's always exciting to have these two play, but it feels like it's a bit too early, but I guess that's where StarCraft 2 is at now. Even with so many players going to the military, we've got new players like Percival coming into the scene, and these players that have been, basically fixtures of GSL for almost a decade, their spots are being challenged right now.
Yeah. See what Zest can do here. Of course, one of the most accomplished Protosses of all time.
Yeah.
Has that tie with MC for 2 GSL championships. The most for Protoss.
We're going to go to Lightshade to start this off. This is the last best of 5. A fight to decide who will get the last spot in the GSL Code S. Parting versus Zest, 2 legends of the Protoss race, now fighting it out to survive here in Season 2 of the GSL Code A. Soon to have the GSL Code S just a week from now.
Party.
I'm sorry, did we not have the intro?
No, I guess not.
Okay.
I'm like, wow, that's taking a long time. All right. So, I'm hoping that we see a Parting Cannon Rush in this series.
Oh, yeah.
We don't get enough of that in GSL.
It's always exciting when he does it. The problem is he's done it enough times that, I mean, look at that right there. We have Parting even checking. Excuse me, Zest even checking there.
Yeah.
Well, you color swapped.
You got to be wary of this guy. I mean, he is one of the best cannon rushers in the world for sure.
And immediately Parting, I'm sorry, Zest. Why do I keep swapping these colors? Zest has sent this.
Well,
there's like a blue
twinge.
hue on this probe, but it's actually a red probe.
Yeah.
It's bothering me.
Yeah. It's like trying to be like a Shakuris probe or something, but all it's doing is confusing poor Tasteless here.
And so we've got a pylon out on the map. Now we'll see if and when he uses this.
Yeah, he goes up to the corner, then turns around and goes back. Sometimes you do see just the hidden pylon, but it looks like he will end up using it here. I mean, it looks to me like it's a Stargate placement. He is making a couple of adepts here as well. See if this is like the full-blown, SOS style, where you make like 6 adepts and oracles and just try to kill your opponent's probes.
Could be.
Yeah, it's possible.
Now here comes Parting's probe moving through the map. It does not spot the probe that was actually coming there from that angle from Zest.
That would have been huge if he had.
Yeah, had you seen the probe coming from that angle, you would basically be very suspicious of something being hidden in the upper right quadrant of the map. And so he just comes back. This is going to go undetected. Now there's a second pylon hidden by Zest over here in the mirrored opposite location of the map.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting, isn't it? Like, is he just going to do a big follow-up cheese to this? Like, I honestly am unsure. Okay, it looks like he's going to bank oracles.
Yeah, this can be pretty smart. He's going to keep the adept pressure on, forcing batteries or pylons to be made to block. And he makes another gateway. So basically, Zest is engineering a very strong rush to come out here. Now, the fact of the matter is also that Parting is sending his stalkers across the map. The adepts and stalkers can meet this over here.
And another gate coming up for Zest. So wait, he's going
proxy
oracles
into 3-gate pressure. Yeah.
Into 4-gate pressure.
You mean there was another gate made in the main? No, I think it's 3 gates total.
Did I misread that? I could have sworn I saw 2 gates making right then.
Well, we'll see in a second either way here. The Warp Prism's coming out. They're both rushing each other. These can make for some of the funnest games to see kind of how everything goes. The Oracle is going to spot the Warp Prism.
Oh, very lucky there for Parting to see Zest flying by with these double Oracles. This is still going to do some damage for sure.
Yeah, the Oracles are, of course, faster than the...
look at the pro pickups.
That was insane.
Are you kidding me? He's like missing Oracle shots. He only got 2? How does that even happen?
Yeah, tags that instead and leaves. A lot less damage dealt over there. Parting pulls away.
I find that hard to believe, Tasteless. How did that... Like, how do you only get 3 with 2 Oracles
I'll tell you, it's not the first thing that comes to mind is to try to micro the probes with the Warp Prism, right? When you see Oracles coming, I mean, one of the things that makes Oracles so good is that they do damage so fast, especially in pairs. They basically one-shot probes. So that's pretty wild. And it seems like Party wants to resume his rush, but he only has half of the puzzle. Damn, that Oracle's so low. He doesn't know about the proxied gateway. I thought that was the 3rd, but you say a 4th one was made in the main?
I thought I saw 2 gates under construction there for a moment from Zest. Maybe I'm wrong. It looks like he does have a Twilight, and honestly, looking at his main base, it looks like there's only 1 additional building that we haven't seen, which should be the Twilight. So I'm guessing no.
So he's going to try to come up here. And I don't believe that he can break him. I think he can try to chip away at the gates or the pylons. It makes a pretty uncomfortable bottleneck over here for a lot of these other stalkers that want to try to help out. And this is pretty good for Party to take out one of the gates.
Yeah, definitely.
And the pylon. I mean, these are all very good trades.
Yeah, Party is getting some insane value here.
Now, he saw 2 stalkers warp in there, which should give away that there's a hidden gate if the observer checks everywhere else.
Oh, that's a very good point, yeah. Oh,
damn.
Some extra damage there, too.
Is this actually worth it?
He's got to overcharge his battery like a couple hits ago. Oh, God.
Yeah, he just wins this game.
Yeah,
Party just makes it look easy. Yeah, that math works out. I guess the battery really was drained.
Yeah, no overcharge. I guess that's the end of it. Party just going to kill him with some kind of simple Stalker Warp Prism micro.
Yeah, shooty spiders, pretty good.
Shooty spiders. Fulgor spider aliens. Now, that was insane, though, how he also picked up probes and made a bunch of missed shots on those oracles.
Well, he muted the oracles entirely. That was really nice. And I know that, like, in theory you can do that, but honestly, it wasn't occurring to me when I saw it that you would just actually micro the probes out to the point where the oracles don't have enough energy, and Zest just tags it and leaves.
Yeah.
And that's a pretty humiliating loss for Zest because he got all the setups initially that he needed. But Party, very good at thinking on his feet, very good at reacting. He's 1 step there, 2 more wins, and he's got this. How will Zest play on Romanticide, do you think?
Well, I think more of the same tastes. Let's hide some buildings and try to kill each other.
True PvP then. Our game has now loaded up. Right now, Partying with a 1-0 lead in this best of 5 to go to the Code S round of 16.
Party.
Yeah, let's see if we end up with a cannon rush. He doesn't have to. Sometimes just people knowing that that cannon rush is a threat is always enough to kind of change the dynamic in Parting's favor anyways.
Dragon Phoenix Gaming. Zest.
You can build a reputation as somebody who rushes or cheeses to the point where people are so trying to outmaneuver that it actually, you don't even have to do anything in that best of 5.
You know, I've said it before, I'll say it again, the cheesiest thing a cheeser can do is a macro build.
Yeah.
That's, when you're really expecting them to get hyper-aggressive and they just go a little bit greedy, it's like, oh man, you're defending things that are never gonna come.
Right. And so the probe's going to come here and check first. Parting's probe sent out a little bit later. Right now, the build orders are mirroring each other, but there's still many, many forks. Many, many forks in the road that can be taken for both sides.
Scouting going on here from Zest. There's nothing much to see as of yet. Probe going across the map on Parting's side. Spawn that additional pylon. There's nothing missing as of yet.
And we basically wait. Again, Zest, you know, what's weird is his opening almost got him there. But Parting seemed to have a very good sense of what was going on. And I may have missed what exactly was happening on the fight right before Zest had lost that, but it seems like Parting just chipped away enough and kind of realized, all right, I've got enough that without a sentry there, I could just walk up and take this fight now.
Yeah, and he like walked 2 stalkers through fire, which ate up all the shield battery energy, plus put them very low health.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel like as soon as he saw that happen, he just jumped up. Yeah, Zest did, that's right.
A pylon propped down here to buy time.
Parting's Nexus is going to be a little bit quicker because of this.
Yeah. And you can't make anything there until the pylon's gone. Now it's going to cancel, but you know, the slightest tempo lead here for Parting.
Yeah, just looking slightly better for him. Both sides making those sentries, going to be able to send their hallucinated scouts across the map momentarily. This first one going to be coming out of Parting. Moves far forward to get maximum time. Twilight coming up from Parting as he sends it across.
So the hallucinated Phoenix Scout is going to see the Twilight coming. There's no hidden structures on the map. It's a pretty slow start here. It is a forge for Parting, and a forge comes down here for Zest, so that should tell us that we're basically going to have a longer PvP.
Yeah, in like the instant that both the Phoenixes scouted 3 sentries on each side, they threw down forges. You know, that's like as soon as you know that your opponent is not going to kill you, you're not going to kill him, it is time to get a forge in PvP. So very nice continuations here on both sides. Parting's build just slightly ahead in all the different ways. He's up a couple probes. His upgrade's just slightly faster. Not the end of the world here for Zest, but something to note.
And the mirrored builds continue on. Blink. Obviously, you have to have that in a later PvP. I don't think we're going to see this really used as much in any kind of aggressive way for now, probably purely for defensive purposes. And this is one where, because both sides played conservatively, we're just going to see the build-up. Now, there's still different ways to play. We've seen Charge Lot Archon used occasionally where Robo Tech is skipped. We've had games where the Robo Tech is leaned into. We have Immortals. We've had Disruptors as well. We just got to wait and see.
Now, Parting throws down the 3rd Nexus, and Zest flies in just as it's going through. And also, Parting went Robo, so there's a possibility we see Zest go super aggro here. He either has to make a Nexus right now or go super aggro.
I think he's going to go super aggro. We see 2 gates making. Oh, no, hold on.
He just started
his
Nexus, so.
Right. I thought he might make some more gateways down there.
But he has skipped the Robo so far, which, I mean, in the current PvP meta, you definitely can play like this, right? Just go directly into charge. You know, you have to kind of eventually get observers out, get a prism out, all those good things. Otherwise, you can just die to, you know, any number of things, DTs, reinforcements, that type of thing. Hallucinated Phoenixes continue to fill the skies. Ghosts are real.
Ghosts are real. Yeah, man. A little bit of a slower start here, but I'm excited to see where this is going to go for these two players who are such veterans of PvP when we have an actual longer game, how they're going to take it. The third base is not easy to get into on this as far as an attack goes. You can kind of manage the angles they're going to come in. There's minerals that can be mined out, but obviously in a PvP you can't mine out your opponent's minerals in any real feasible way.
Yeah, it's really hard to actually do an attack on Romance's side until they get past 3 base.
And so we're going to have to wait and see when the 4th base finally comes, how's that going to be managed there?
Both sides with +2 and charge on the way. We're going to have to see if Zest wants to make any Immortals or not. Parting is pumping out Immortals. He is chrono boosting them. So going for that slightly more old school comp so far.
So yeah, I don't know, Artosis, you talk, man. There's nothing going on here right now. This is a very slow game.
We just saw what is going to go on, which is Zest adding a secondary Robo.
And getting that,
Yeah, there is a possibility because charge lots are so strong that you do go into Colossus tech, but also can be Disruptor here against those Immortals. That is a very strong choice. Temple Archives coming down for Parting. Don't see that for Zest quite yet. It's so funny, like, when you go for these 3 Sentry openings, it's just, like, non-stop. Non-stop Phoenixes flying in. It's so silly.
It's like free scans for Protoss, basically.
Yeah.
And so they just continue to scout each other out. And I think this might be a good way for these guys to approach this. I mean, it's going to be a hardcore macro game. We do have Parting throwing down the DT Archives there, so...
DT Archives.
The DT Archives.
I always call it the Dark Spire.
I call it the Command and Conquer Obelisk. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And it's going to be Parting taking the first move. Now, I don't think he wants to attack in as much as contain here. I think contain, especially in a game like this, is going to be really important. He can take his 4th, secure this, and basically wait. And again, we see him hitting here. I don't believe he's going to commit, though.
No.
Well, I guess you can hit these gates.
Yeah, totally.
And this is like going to hiccup production a lot. That's going to be a forced cancel for sure.
That is highly annoying. And he's sending a group of Zealots around the other side. We have Observer Speed on the way right now for Zest, which is kind of interesting to see. You normally don't see that gotten that quickly. But he also got cannons everywhere, so maybe that's just his anti-DT tech.
Now the War Prism's way out of position here. The Zest have enough anyways. Now, the fact that he can't save the Immortal is one thing, but he can warp in more units over here for a fight. But with another Immortal over here, can he actually dive on top of that? These Zealots hitting over here on the cannon.
Oh, the overcharge, though. Really buying a ton of time, and he gets back before the probe deaths.
Now,
beautifully done by Zest.
Zest survives that. Good for him, but Parting has the 4th base up. His mining still has a pretty good launching pad for more attacks to continue to contain, to continue to deny that 4th base.
Both sides pumping out Disruptors, getting +3 attack. Both sides going to have Observer Speed really quickly, which is super cool to see. And DT Blink for Parting, which of course is a great upgrade as you get big economies.
Okay, Zest is on the hunt now. I think Parting can rely on these counterattacks for a little bit. I like that he doesn't bring the DT with this. It's sort of, it kind of complements the next move. Oh, I'm sorry, the OBS actually sees the DT, but the idea is there. You kill the cannon, then send the DT in a second later.
Yeah. Bide your time with those DTs. You don't need to use them right away. And I mean, as Blink comes up as well, you can always do things like Blink onto the cannons, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So many Stalkers, so many Disruptors being made now. So it looks like it's basically turning into Blink, Disruptor, Blink DT from Parting, and then Blink Disruptor from Zest.
So Zest has the stronger army, but Parting has the better position. He hits the War Prism. That's going to make this much weaker. But again, Zest needs to get another base up here, or he needs to attack and kill the 4th. But something has to happen.
DT out here, spots it there with the Observer once again. All right, pushing forward here against just Blink Stalkers. He does have more, but the defensive Blink away.
Yeah, good patience there by Parting to wait for the Zest Blink to come first and then blink away himself.
And now we do have DT Blink. Lots of disruptors out. It's kind of gotten itself into an interesting position. Parting is taking a 5th base, though, and Zest still is on 3.
So Zest should, if both armies have to clash, Zest should win pretty handedly.
Yes.
But Parting's playing a game where that's not supposed to happen.
He's got a lot more, a lot more technical stuff going on, right?
Yeah. Well, he has a lot more, I think, opportunities he's generated for himself.
Yeah.
And with the disruptors here, that makes the math a lot more fuzzy. Oh! I almost had to like pull the sound back into my mouth. Like,
oh! Gets a little bit there. All right, here comes a massive Zest Zealot attack, but DTs get warped in, and there's a disruptor there, so he actually has to turn around. His own 4th base may get canceled here.
Could be a big denial.
Oh my God, look at Parting with his disruptors. Oh, this is such funny micro.
Trying to micro them post-charge, too.
Yeah. DT's coming out to fight as well. This is getting really complicated.
Son, he's going for the 3rd.
Okay, does do a recall here. Oh my God, some big disruptor hits.
There's still Zealots back there. I almost didn't see that. Does he actually get it? That might be the big overextension that could cost Parting the game.
Yeah, you definitely could be right about that.
Bartle, Clartle. That Nexus lived.
That's what people always call me.
No, that's what I call you.
Clartle.
That's our safety word. Dude, he's going to send the Zealots in again.
Yeah, but he is here to block. Clutch force field, but does eliminate himself.
So clutch.
Wow, that
wicked force field.
Wicked. This is such a different game.
I think I like the way that Parting's playing this a lot more. He's basically just coming in, and anytime that Zest leaves, he already hammers him. And then he has enough technical stuff to maybe stay alive. Now here comes the full-on counterattack.
It's funny now because Parting actually has more supply as well.
Well, he basically has played this style long enough that he's ahead. Damn, BT's
but,
slow.
I mean, Zest is doing some things over here with his army.
Well, we got to see if Parting can curb the attack from Zest, because right now Parting is still ahead on basically every metric as long as he can deal with the main army. And I think that Parting is fractured off enough small groups of units like Zealots to hit different locations.
Yeah, I feel like Zest would need the luckiest disruptor hit to hit most of the disruptors here. Because, like, his ground army is stronger, but yeah, look at that. Holy crap.
All right, that's a wrap.
Yeah, that's it. That disruptor hit was insane. And Zest GG's. Parting goes up 2-0. That was such an interesting game because Zest got way more army than Parting did, and he was doing a good job holding on and everything. He deflected all the attacks. Parting went up to 5 bases against 3. He was up like 15, 20 probes. But then he had like all this technical stuff going on. He had like DTs warping at home against the Zealot attacks. He had random disruptors sitting around. It made it very hard for Zest to utilize his huge gateway count.
Yeah. Great game. Parting, I think, really showed how to control a player in a game where it looked like it was going to be the same thing. Parting forked this off in a fascinating direction, handled it beautifully. He's up 2-0. Zest needs the ultimate comeback, where it's going to be Parting moving on to that final spot in the round of 16 of the GSL Code S. Good luck, Zest, because right now Parting very much in control. Oh, Parting, you devil, you.
Is this a cannon rush? Is it a proxy gate? I'd imagine it's a cannon rush.
Gotta be a cannon rush.
We don't actually have a pylon yet.
By the way, before this game picks up, there's the pylon.
This has to be proxy multiple gates then.
I think it's like a
Just
Brood War, like
yeah,
it's a Brood War double gate.
No, there's some funny like proxy 3-gate stuff I've seen in the past, but it's super not popular.
No, it's some Ooga Booga stuff. For
yeah,
sure. It's like, well,
historically, Parting has paid more attention to the non-Korean scene and gotten a lot of weird builds from like the Chinese players, even from the NA server, right? Like from Max Packs, like he uses really out there stuff.
This would appear, I think, to the casual observer to be initially a cannon rush.
Yes,
Like,
it
if
definitely looks like a cannon rush. So see, the Forge goes
All right.
down. This is the right counter to a cannon rush. You throw up your own cannon, and then it's like, well, yeah, you can't cannon push a cannon.
So this is a build engineered to basically freak out a player who's extremely good. Because you're trying to force. I mean, if you do this against somebody who's bad on the ladder, they don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
You know, they might not overreact as much.
And look at this. Like, Zest has so many probes out here. Okay, he actually cancels his Forge. What a good call. That's a great call right there. Zealot's going to be popping out, and he's playing against the Zealot as well. Parting's core is a little bit quicker after all of this. That's something to mention.
Yeah, but he doesn't have a gate in his main. That's not the biggest deal right now, but it's just something to keep in mind. Like, you do need a gate in your main to have longevity here. And the core is made in the middle of the map.
I don't think he even has a pylon in his main, Tasteless.
Yeah, I think that's correct. I don't see anything.
All right, so the probe actually finds this location.
So there's a couple issues to bear in mind here. First of all, Party needs to keep the Cybernetics core and gate safe. There is another hidden location here. He's going to go, I think, Void Ray Rush into the main.
Oh my God, that's so cool. Okay.
By the way, I want to make a quick announcement because I thought this was going to be sort of normal. We're going to have some time to say this, but I'm going to stream my bike ride home after the show in case Party 3 owes this. I thought there was going to be a moment where they were just going to be like, well, they're doing the same thing, so I'll just say this now, but I'm going to say in the one moment of downtime we have here.
But ride a bicycle home or a unicycle?
A unicycle.
I thought it was a unicycle. Yeah. He juggles while he does it, guys, so
that's
definitely tune into that.
That's the hardest part.
Okay, he's dead, man.
Yeah, I think
he's making a robo, and when that Void Ray pops in, Zest is just going to shake his head, and that's going to be it.
Parting
for his
is
GSL run.
a dark magician. He is the master of illusions.
Dude,
this is
triple. Yeah, no, it's literally impossible. Like, he's not going to be able to hold this. Like, he can micro for a bit because he has shield batteries. He's going to have 2 gates.
Oop, careful what you target. Okay, so he needs to get the battery. Now, he has his own batteries out here.
Look at this. He's using his Zealot to kill the battery.
Yeah, he cannot. A battery cannot heal a battery here. It was Confucius that said that first. He's just going to kill off that stalker, and then keep in mind another Void Ray is about to pop in the third and not far away. He has to go kill that last battery. Oh, micro.
Oh, man, goes back, gets the heals, going to pick off the sentries. I think that's about it, Tasteless. I think we're done.
That is a wrap. GG parting 3-0s in a dominating fashion. The prep he put in paid off. Shortest day ever, by the way. It is 7:54. We started at 6:30.
Yeah, that is a very quick 2 best-of-5s.
I can't believe how short that was.
Yeah. Sad to see Zest go, but Parting moves on. You know, one of these guys is going to get eliminated.
You don't say.
Sucks. Well, this early in the tournament, it doesn't seem right.
It does. You're right, Artosis.
I morally object to this.
Party moves on. Impressive games. Impressive prep, honestly. I really like what he did in that last game. Again, that would only work against an extremely skilled and smart opponent. As you throw them off that much, they don't know what's coming, and the blind side moment is when that Void Ray gets there, and there's plenty of batteries at the bottom.
Wow, what a surprise. Parting defeats Zest in a perfect match. And he moves on to round of 16. Congratulations, Parting. Thank you. Wow, you defeat Zest 3-0. How do you feel? Well, honestly, you know, I tend to be unlucky with brackets. So last season, I lost to Dark, and you know, I was thinking maybe next season I'll be alright. But this season, I met Zest, and you know, I was a little sad about it. But Zest said before, in order to lift a trophy, you need to defeat the tougher opponents. And there's no point in defeating easy opponents. That's what Zest said. So I took that into account, and I prepared really hard. And I really didn't want to lose today. I was really greedy for the win. Wow, you showed a perfect performance today, Parting. And in the last set, the Battle of Wits was amazing. You went for the Void Ray Rush, the sneaky one.
약간 좀 뭐라 말해야 되지? 좀冲동 벌거숭이 같은 플레이를 가끔씩 하시길래
You know, Zest tends to play unorthodox sometimes,
토스 원탑이라고 생각하거든요.
and I think out of all the pros players, I'm the best at strategizing.
그냥 보여주고 싶었어요. 언쟁 기회가
And I just wanted to unleash the strategy today.
이번에 좀
And so far, I didn't have the opportunities to use the strategy, but today I was able to show it today.
벌거숭이 같은 플레이가 뭔가요?
그냥 생각 없이 말했습니다. 죄송합니다.
그렇군요. 자, 1, 2,
Alright.
3회는 원희삭 선수답지 않은 정말 정파로서의 모습.
The first game and the second game was very standard for you,
특히
which was quite unexpected.
분열기 대박. 와,
And in the second
살아났는데요?
game, wow, there was a jackpot with the disruptive
제가
shots.
연습 때 진짜 많이 졌어요. 그래서 오늘도
You know, in practice, I lost so much.
선수들한테 많이 했어요.
And today,
이기는 건 모르겠는데
I told all my scrim partners,
그래도
I'm not sure if I'm gonna win today,
연습 도와준 만큼 그 연습 과정에서
but I said thank to all my scrim partners, and I'm gonna play today's match without no regrets. Without regrets.
진짜 처음부터 끝까지 너무 제가 스스로 생각해도 훌륭한데.
And from beginning till the end, I was really satisfied with my performance today.
네, 오늘 확실히 경기의 연습량이 느껴지는.
Well, that was very clear to see, parting.
자, 오늘 이렇게 3대0 승리.
And today you acquired a 3-0 victory, and you should be very happy before the group nomination. And Rogue is the top seed of this group nomination, so anything you want to say?
솔직히 저 바로 안 뽑힐 것 같은데.
I don't think I'll be picked first, to be honest.
그냥 바로 뽑아줬으면 좋겠긴 한데.
But I hope to be picked first. But I don't think that's gonna happen.
제 목표는 항상 서로 그냥 비등비등한 실력끼리.
Well, my goal
객기 부리지 말고
is to play a neck-and-neck match with the players and try to make a happy group in the group nomination and try to have an entertaining match for the fans.
오늘도 똑똑한 머리 좋은 친구들이.
And today, I'm sure the top seeds who are very clever will be able to do that today.
또 이상하네요. 자, 마지막으로 원희삭 선수.
So, parting, before you go, anything you want to say?
진짜 제가 진짜 열심히 했거든요.
I really tried hard for this season.
진짜 너무 화가 났어요. 그냥 너무 세상이 저를 무시하는.
You know, I was so infuriated in the past seasons.
막장이다. 인정하는데.
I know PvP is kind of rigged right now.
예상을 했더라고요. 그래서 너무 화나가지고.
So, you know, I was very angry at what the fans were talking about. I just wanted to show that class is permanent.
알겠습니다.
Form is temporary.
원희삭 선수 다시 한번 축하드립니다.
And once again, congratulations, parting. Thank you.
네, 이렇게 마지막 코데스 16강.
Thank you, Andy. Congratulations, parting. Wow, that was. It's funny because the TVT was so short. I thought, all right, well, we can hope for a longer PvP, but that was even quicker, man.
That's a very quick, one-sided day. Percival kind of smashing ForGG 3-1. Parting just destroying Zest 3-0. We did have one close game in there, but that is it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but tonight is not over, guys. In fact, honestly, the best part is still to come. The group selection ceremony. These guys are going to show a lot of their personality. It's always really funny, a lot of fun. And Andy's going to be translating that for you.
That's right. Andy will be back doing that translation while we on our part of the show here.
Yeah. Also, Special's going to be here tonight in the group's nomination, which is always fun and funny. And I believe the ASL translator, Kurt is going to be helping him out. So that's a.
We appreciate his help here in StarCraft 2 as well.
Yes, indeed. Very cool. And there is your final Code S lineup, 745. That Terran lineup is insane tasteless.
Humans did make StarCraft after all. I mean, what do you expect?
Yeah,
we made this game in our own image, Artosis.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you for joining us. I'm sorry the games weren't longer. I knew it was obviously going to be shorter with just 2 best-of-5s, but this is a lot shorter than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, it is actually extremely quick. Hour and a half, done and done. But yeah, don't turn it off. It's going to be like a little bit while we set up for that group selection ceremony.
That's right. So we're going to have a 30-minute break, in fact, while we get that all set up. So almost exactly 30 minutes, so keep the stream on. We'll be headed home.
Yep.
I'll be on my bike. You'll be on your hovercraft.
My hovercraft.
Yeah.
I just fly home normally.
That's right. Like Superman, just arms down. Like
no, wait,
Superman flies with arms up, right?
Yeah, arms up.
Yeah, that's arms up.
Yeah. Well, you got to be able to, like, what if there's like an invisible wall and you hit it with your head?
Or a bird.
Yeah, a bird.
You want to be able to punch it out of the way.
Yeah, that's important.
And then in a week, we'll be doing the Code S Day 1 stream. Again, we're back on the Monday, Thursday, 6:30 schedule, basically indefinitely for all GSL, whether it's Code A, Code S games. And the tickets will go on sale this Friday at 5 p.m. KST. Only 30 seats available. They will probably sell out in a minute, so be ready, and we hope to see you guys down here. We love you. Bye-bye. Enjoy the group selection.
50,000 miles away. I still recall the words he said to me. 50,000 reasons to stay, but I just wanted you to be free. To be alone in the dark without you, to have a hole in my heart without you. Oh, this is how I feel when we're apart. Space won't let me heal when you're apart. I don't wanna be apart. No, I don't wanna be apart. Blossom of a rose in the spring kept me alive. Whoa. And like the falling of the leaves of an autumn tree, we died. Oh, to be alone in the dark without you, to have a hole in my heart without you. Oh, this is how I feel when we're apart. Space won't let me heal when you're afar. I don't wanna be apart. No, I don't wanna be apart.
Let me be something. You wanna give me your head. If I ain't your girlfriend, I won't let go of your hand. Disappointed, 'cause you never see me. I'm better than you think of you. You're not very simple, you. You wanna give me your hand. Disappointed, 'cause you never see me. I'm better than you think of you. You're not very simple, you. Hold me to the waist, baby, touch me. On my skin, will you love me? Let me be something that you never imagined. Hold me to the waist, baby, touch me. On my skin, will you love me? Something that you never imagined.
sky, Gemini. Yeah, we do it every night, every night. Feeling higher than the sky, Gemini. Yeah, we do it every night, every night. Go hard, I don't waste time, living life in the limelight. Feeling good and the vibes right, you know. Go hard, I don't waste time, living life in the limelight. Feeling good and the vibes right, you know. I'm never gonna give up. You're never gonna stop me now. I'm never gonna give up. You're never gonna bring me down. Tell me what you want from me. Tell me what you want from me. Tell me what you want from me. Tell me what you want. Tell me what you want. Go hard, I don't waste time, living life in the limelight. Feeling good and the vibes right, you know. Go hard, I don't waste time, living life in the limelight. Feeling good and the vibes right, you know. I'm never gonna give up. You're never gonna stop me now. I'm never gonna give up. You're never gonna bring me down. Voices crawl inside your head. Remember all the words you said. Look inside and you will find the strength to carry through it. So I say never give up, never give in. I want you to do something right, do it to win. Indestructible, yeah, indestructible. Voices crawl inside your head. Remember all the words you said. Look inside and you will find the strength to carry through it. So I say never give up, never give in. I want you to do something right, do it to win. Indestructible,
Everybody's gotta believe in something. 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 Break it down.
함께 모이면 홈파티. 홈파티엔 먹방. 먹방엔 칠성사이다. 맛있어. 맛있는 자리에 빠질 수 없는 청량함. 칠성사이다.
퇴근하고 뭐해?
퇴근하고? 오늘은 유셰프, 내일은 유러너, 주말엔 유목수.
그걸 다?
본캐부터 부캐까지 하고 싶은 게 많은 요즘 시대의 커피. 칸타타 콘트라베이스.
이번 주 등산 어때? 등산 캠핑? 그래서 주말엔 낚시?
내가 낚인 거지.
그래도 나오니까 좋잖아.
일상에서 취미까지 나누고 싶은 게 많은 요즘 시대의 커피 칸타타. 아이시스 8.0을 챙긴다는 건 건강한 생각까지 챙긴다는 것. 나를 움직이는 핑크 에너지. 아이시스 8.0. 아이시스 8.0을 연다는 건 조금 이른 아침을 연다는 것. 나를 움직이는 핑크 에너지. 아이시스 8.0.
디자인을 하면서 가장 중요하게 생각했던 부분은 울트라 기어의 차별화된 브랜드 메시지를 잘 나타내는 것입니다. 신과 영웅들의 최강의 무기들을 검토하였습니다. 그중 니케의 승리의 날개를 모티브로 지금의 울트라 기어의 로고가 탄생하게 되었습니다. 울트라 기어의 이니셜인 U와 G를 비상하는 날개의 형상으로 레드 색상을 사용하여 강력한 에너지와 힘을 나타내었습니다. 울트라 기어는 최상의 퍼포먼스로 진정한 게임의 즐거움, 승리의 기쁨을 여러분께 선사할 것입니다.
이렇게 좋은 날엔 홈캠핑이지. 홈캠핑엔 고기, 고기엔 칠성사이다. 맛있는 자리에 빠질 수 없는 청량함. 완벽하네. 칠성사이다.
숙취 요즘 누가 저렇게 깨니? 맨날 똑같은 거, 맛없는 거 깨. 이제 탄산으로 깨. 숙취 해소의 새로운 기준. 가스강. 환도 역시 가스강이 대세.
디자인을 하면서 가장 중요하게 생각했던 부분은 울트라 기어의 차별화된 브랜드 메시지를 잘 나타내는 것입니다. 신과 영웅들의 최강의 무기들을 검토하였습니다. 그중 니케의 승리의 날개를 모티브로 지금의 울트라 기어의 로고가 탄생하게 되었습니다. 울트라 기어의 이니셜인 U와 G를 비상하는 날개의 형상으로 레드 색상을 사용하여 강력한 에너지와 힘을 나타내었습니다. 울트라 기어는 최상의 퍼포먼스로 진정한 게임의 즐거움, 승리의 기쁨을 여러분께 선사할 것입니다.
양념 툭툭. 올리브유 또르르. 우와. 그리고 제로. 너무 좋다. 맛은 배로, 칼로리는 제로. 칠성사이다 제로.
야채 착착, 당토 톡톡, 아보카도 슥슥. 그리고 제로. 이렇게 맛있다고? 맛은 배로, 칼로리는 제로. 칠성사이다 제로.
울트라 기어로 부드럽게 이긴다. LG 울트라 기어 게이밍 모니터. 울트라 기어로 선명하게 이긴다. LG 울트라 기어 게이밍 모니터.
관리받다. 관리하지 않는 순간에도 관리받다. 14일 동안 정성껏 발효한 브루잉 콤부차로 관리받다. 브루잉 콤부차.
Africa TV, Freak Up Studio, live. 2021 GSL Season 2.
Hello everyone, welcome to the 2021 GSL Season 2 Codes Round of 16 Group Nomination, brought to you by LG Ultra and Hot 6. And here is Kester Park, alongside him are JYP and Gisato. And I am Andy, your interpreter for GSL. So we have finalized the 16 players today, and we will have the group nomination as usual. So we will see how this group nomination unfolds. And Solar will be joining us remotely. And he has gained a 3-0 win against Time today in the next cup in the round of 8. And he will be here with us as a monitor. It is placed on the stage. So let's take a look at the names of the round of 16. So we have 7 Terran players, 4 Pros players, and 5 Zerg players. So in the seeds we have Maru, Dream, Innovation, Bunny, and Trap, Down, and Rogue and Solar. And on the right are the players who made it to the Code S from Code A: Beyond, Special, Percival, SOS, Parting, DRG, Dark, and Ragnarok. So the Terran players are pretty skewed in this group nomination. So we have one Terran player joining from today's match and one Protoss joining from today's match. So this is going to be an awesome group nomination for sure. So the order of selection will be a snake format. Rogue will be picking first, and Trap, Maru, and then Dream. And then from then, we're going to go back from Group D to Group A and vice versa for the third round. So it will be interesting to see how this unfolds. You know, I just looked at Parting and he was winking at me. That's what JYP is saying. Interesting. Okay, so below we are explaining the top seeds player exchange opportunity or authority. And Rogue is the highest ranked player for this group nomination, and he is empowered to swap 2 players once all draft process is completed. However, the prerequisite is that he can only trade 1 player with his group with other group member. So let us start the first phase of this group nomination. It'll be Rogue first. Hello, Rogue. Wow, look at the badge. Capitalized letter seed. And Rogue, you may be the Royal Roader. But Rogue, you said you're going to make a group death. I mean, I intended to make that a long time ago, but this is my first time being a top seed in the group nomination. So anyone you want to pick? I mean, I took a look at the brackets and, you know, I changed my mind. So Rogue, I think we can kind of guess who you're going to pick. So Percival, would you grab the mic, please? So in the interview, you mentioned that you're probably going to be picked earlier on. So what do you think about joining Rogue's group? Well, I'm fine. I think group... I think it's better than joining Trap's group, getting into Rogue's group. I think that's the better scenario. Oh, a little bit disrespect towards Rogue here. Yes, Zerg is better to play against than Protoss. That's what Percival's saying. Okay, I mean Percival is very good at playing against Zerg. And Percival has made it to the round of 16 group nomination for 4 years. So Rogue, what do you think about Percival? I mean, if he plays a bit more, I think he's going to be a phenomenal player. But since this is his first time coming to group nomination, I think he should be the champion of this season. Wow, Percival, a lot of respect coming from Rogue. What about Group A? Well, I did anticipate to go to Group A no matter what. You know, whatever I say, I think I'm going to join Group A. Nothing's going to change. Well, it looks pretty fine for Percival. I mean, Percival probably thinks that he can have a good chance in Group A from his perspective. So in Group A, anyone want to join Group A? Juan, what about you, Juan? Special.
오랜만이에요.
Hello, long time no
명절
see.
생각 있어요.
I want to join Group A.
어때? 그룹 A 쌈테랑
Group A
갈수
3
있어요?
Terran. What do you think? What do you think, Rog?
우와 테란 3명. 정재영, 후안.
Percival, Special, and one more Terran player?
자기 8강 가고 싶다고.
You know, Juan keep telling me he wants to go to round of 8, so he wants me to pick him.
제가 너무 재미가 없을 것 같은 거.
But I think it's gonna be a boring match if I pick Juan.
재밌는 플레이 필요해. 왜 재미없어요? 테란 너무
Why not
쓰레기
fun?
있어.
I mean, Terran is a weak race. It's so
테란
bad.
괜찮아요.
I think 3 Terrans looks good.
테란이 너무 쓰레기라서.
쌈테란
어때요? 쌈테.
밸런스 있게 하고 싶어요. 전체적으로.
I want my group to be balanced in terms of race.
밸런스가 좀 있게 하고 싶다는 이야기.
Okay, Juan is not happy with his response.
아니 그러면은 프로토스 박한수 선수는 어때요?
What about Zaun?
원래는 코데이 대진표 보기 전에 박한수 선수를 뽑으려고
I mean, I did intend to pick Zaun before looking at the brackets of Code A, but I think it's gonna be better for me to pick a Terran player.
박한수 선수 생각도 한번 들어볼게요.
So Zaun, let's hear from him.
먼저 들어가면 먼저 뽑을 수 있거든요.
So Zaun, if you go into Group A, you may have the chance to pick first. I think Group A sounds good.
가고 싶긴 한데.
I do want to join Group A, but I'm not sure if he's gonna pick me.
이병렬 선수 지금 맛집으로 소문이 났습니다.
Wow, everybody wants to join Group A. What's wrong with this?
두 명을 제가 뽑을 수 있거든요.
You know, I can pick 2 players, right? I do want to pick Zaun.
지금 조금만 하면 될 것 같아 지금.
제가 2등으로 올라갈게요.
Okay, I'm gonna get out of the Group A second place. If Rog picks me.
자 그럼 다른 선수들 A조에
Then any other player who are willing to join Group A.
우선 호환은 가고 싶다 그랬고.
So Special said he wants to. Zaun said he wants to. Percival said he wants to too.
오 원이삭.
Oh, parting.
저 마이크.
Parting, would you grab the mic, please? Wow, a bit of surprise.
A조 나오자마자 웃음을 터뜨렸어요.
Wow.
예, 세상이 나를 무시하는데.
Parting, you're laughing right now.
여기서 보여줘야 되는 거 아닙니까?
You gotta show the fans what you're made of.
가고 싶은데.
I mean, I do want to go into Group A.
너무 가망성이 없어 보여.
But frankly speaking, I don't think that's gonna ever happen.
명절의 생각을 한번 들어보고.
So I want to hear from Rog. Does he want to pick me?
원이삭 저 올라올 때 오늘 굉장히 멋진 모습 보여줬거든요.
후삭이랑 게임하기 싫어가지고.
You know, I don't want to play against OP Protoss right now.
프로토스가 센 거예요? 원이삭이 센 거예요?
Is Protoss OP or is Parting good? Yeah, I'm Parting's good. Protoss is OP. I admit it.
선수의 한이 좀 풀리는 표정을 봤어요.
He's a good player.
인정해주는구나.
Okay, Parting is smiling. He's happy with the respect towards him.
그러면서 조금 코드의 대진표를 보니까 좀 실리를 챙기고 싶다는 이야기 남겼는데요.
Rog, you did say that you wanted to take advantage of the Code A brackets. So have you made up your mind? Yes, I have made up my mind. Alright, Rog is able to make a group of his choice. So let's see who picks. Yes, group nomination is very important for his GSL victory. Oh, it is Percival moving on to the Group A. Percival, the Royal Roader nominee. So Rog is definitely taking advantage of this. And Percival showing a very ambiguous smile there. So out of all the players, it is Percival joining Group A. So what was the reason, Rog? I mean, he's the easiest opponent. What else can I say? Percival, would you grab the mic, please? Percival, Rog has just mentioned that you are an easy player to play against. What do you think? Well, that is true. Nothing I can say back to that.
근데 이병현 선수에게 그 우승의 열망이 좀 느껴졌어요.
I mean, but right now I felt Rog's passion for GSL victory this season.
보이는 건 오늘 대기실에 와서 유일하게 온라인 대회를 보고 있더라고요.
In the winning lobby, he was the only player who was spectating an online tournament right now. So we can definitely tell that his passion this season is unmatched.
근데 보고 있더라고요.
Yes, JYP noticed that. How sharp of him. And he is Solar as well, joining us remotely from his home. So Rog has picked Percival, and the next one that we'll be picking is Trap of Group D. So what went through your mind when you saw Percival getting picked? Well, that was a very obvious scenario. I expected that.
정재영 선수 외에 뽑을 선수를 그래서 정해왔어요.
I too have in mind a player that I want to pick. He's a Terran player.
그렇다면
Ooh, special one.
Oh,
The Terran player that Rogue didn't pick. Obviously referring to Juan.
또 싫어요.
I don't want you,
싫어요.
Trap.
싸기네.
Don't pick me. Pulse OP.
네, 싸기.
Pulse OP.
네네.
아, 이거 싫다는데 그것도 생각해야 되냐? 만약 뽑았다가
But Trap, you need to think about it. If you pick him and then you get him stolen by Rogue.
병렬이가 막 엄청 실리를 100% 챙긴다기보다는 좀 재미 같은 거.
I think Rogue wants to take entertainment into account in this group nomination. So he's probably not going to backstab me by stealing Juan later.
구성 안 한다고 했으니까.
So I'm going to have my face, put my face on Rogue this time. So Trav, you've been showing great performance these days. So a lot of the players probably want to evade you.
올라간다라는 좀 자신감이 있죠.
So he probably has the confidence to come out of this group as first place. So Trav, are you drawing any big pictures right now?
이런 기회가 올 수가 없다고 생각해요.
I never thought that I would get this opportunity when it comes to Group B. Group D.
항상 죽음의 조기 때문에.
Group D has always been the group best.
오늘로 이제 병렬이가 탑시드가 되면서.
And from today, with Rogue becoming the top seed, I think Group D's future is bound to change. It's going to be a more happier group than before. Alright, then Trap has made his mind. Who do you want to pick, Trap? It is Special. No upset there. Special is going to join Group D.
테란이 신력하게 많이 있기는 한데.
So a lot of the Terran players are here in the group nomination.
입장에서 이런 구도가 좋은 거죠. 옛날에는 선수들이 그런
I wonder how Special thinks about this matchup.
했었던 경우가 굉장히 많았었는데 최근에는 확실히 그 자신들이 좀 편하다고 생각을 하는.
So recently, it feels like Pearls players are having a pretty easy time against Terran players. So Trap obviously has picked the easiest opponent for him.
네. 그럼 이제 이렇게 가서 이제 승부를 한번 걸어보는 거네요.
So you're gonna have a shot at dealing with one, right?
이 자리 빌어서 한 말씀 해주시죠, 이병재 선수에게.
So do you want to say anything to Rogue?
워낙 잘해가지고.
I mean, Rogue is a great player.
다른 선수들도 이제 상대하기 괜찮아 하잖아요.
You know, I think Rogue is just so good. He can just play against any other player.
뽑을 생각이었는데 또 강정 선수를 데려갔으니까.
I mean, he took Percival.
선수를 터치 안 하고도.
I hope he doesn't touch Special. I mean, he doesn't need to. He's so good.
자, 이렇게 해서 승부를 조성 선수 한번 걸었고요.
So with that, Trap is taking Special to his group.
조성주 선수
And now the third player that we're picking is Maru of Group C.
지난 시즌 그 아쉬움들.
So Maru, you're not the top seed this time.
이 조지명식이잖아요. 어떤 조를 만들고
This group nomination is definitely very instrumental.
뭐 그런 생각 안 하고 왔는데.
You know, I didn't come here with lots of thoughts.
강민수 선수가 오늘은 직접 나오지 않고 저 화면에 들어서.
I'm pretty surprised to see Solar on his monitor.
그 수많은 저그들 중에서 가장 좀 마음에 드는 선수 어떤 선수 스타일을 좋아하시나요?
So what kind of Zerg player do you want to pick?
보고 싶었는데.
네.
You know, I wanted to see Solar, but you know, I'm pretty happy seeing him on Discord.
강민수 선수 이야기 한번 들어볼 수 있나요?
So Solar, can we hear from you, please?
강민수 선수.
Hello.
와, 여기서 보니까 더 반갑고.
Well, it's very nice to see you.
또이 조성주 선수의.
So group nomination, you've always been bogged down by Maru, and you've always been harassed by him in the group nomination. So what do you think about joining Maru's group? Well, out of all the groups, I don't want to join Maru's group no matter what. You know, Maru has a tendency to pick me, but I hope he just lets me off this time.
다른 저그 어떻게 넘길 저거 없나?
Then any other Zerg player that you want to suggest? Any other recommendations, Solar? You know, Maru has defeated me many times, but he has also defeated Ragnarok many times. So I suggest Ragnarok. I think he can defeat Ragnarok without any variables and just breeze through to round of 16. What about you, Ragnarok? Well,
어제 그 저그끼리 말하는 곳인데.
Yesterday, the Zergs had a conversation.
바꿔준다고 약간 그냥 확실은 아니고 그런 말이 잠깐 들어가지고.
This is just a rumor, but Rogue actually mentioned that he might trade me at the end of the group nomination.
좀 내려놨어요.
So you know, today I came here with a very comfortable mind.
그래가지고 오늘 같은 경우에는 좀 안 만나고 싶은데 그래도 이병재 선수 있어서 그 희망을 좀 걸고 있는 상황이에요.
아니요.
So do you want to join Rogue's group?
안 바꿔줄 것 같고.
You know, I think Maru and Rogue are very good friends, so I don't think he's gonna trade me.
사실 안 하고 진짜 정말 하기 싫지만.
You know, I really don't want to play against Maru.
어쩔 수 없죠 하면은.
But if I do have to play against him, oh, that is my destiny.
진짜 코드 A에서 보여주는 경기력이 워낙 좋았기 때문에 그 박영우의 실력을
Well, in Code A, Ragnarok, you showed phenomenal performance. It almost felt like you were absorbing Dark's skills.
정면 대결.
이렇게 되면 붙자라고 그냥 여기서 한번
I mean, Ragnarok, you should have some confidence here.
강하게 어필하면 뽑힐 수 있잖아요.
You showed great performance in Code A.
성주가 절 뽑게 되면은.
If Maru does pick me,
그때 확실히 말할게요.
I'll tell everyone what my thoughts are. I'll disclose it then. So we have two Zergs that are probably going to be picked by Maru, Solar, and Ragnarok. And they have both been defeated by Maru many times. So again, this time Maru is going to pick an easy player for him. Who will it be? He's going to stand up and he's going to walk towards the board. Is it gonna be Ragnarok or is it gonna be Solar? It is Ragnarok this time. Solar is saved. You should be very happy. Okay, Ragnarok is joining Maru's group, Group C. And Ragnarok doesn't look all that happy. It seems like he just let everything down. Okay, the last one to pick for the first phase will be Dream of Group B. 3 players have already made it to their groups. So what kind of group do you want to make, Dream?
아직 결정된 건 없어서.
Well, I have nothing in mind right now, nothing certain.
선수 있으면 말해주면은 뽑으려고요.
You know, I just want to see who wants to join my group.
아직 남아 있는 상황이고.
You know, Solar is remaining.
사이버 지금 이 공간에 계시기 때문에 이야기 한번 들어보도록 하겠습니다.
He's in the cyberspace right now. What are your thoughts joining Dream's group? Well, it's pretty good. But if I do join Group B, there's a bit of a schedule problem, so you know, I hope he doesn't pick me. You know, hearing that, Dream might want to pick him more. Who knows? So any other player who wants to join Dream's group? Oh, Pouting putting up his hand. Pouting, would you grab the mic, please?
네, 그냥 같이 좀 뽑아줬으면 좋겠는데 중요히 생각이 한번.
I hope he does pick me, but I do want to hear from Dream.
원희석 선수도 좀 할만한 것 같아서.
I mean, Parting's a pretty doable opponent. I think he's pretty easy to play against. Not gonna be a bad choice for me. That's what Dream's saying.
저는 솔직히 원희석 선수가 그냥 마이크를 한번 잡아보고 싶었다 생각을 했던 게 어차피 조중혁이 원희석을.
Well, I personally think Parting just wanted to grab his mic.
될 것 같아. 좀 이야기 한번 해봐요. 지금 원희석 될 것
So
같아.
Parting, what do you think?
혹시 진짜 저를 뽑을 생각이
Do you really want to pick me?
그다음 뽑을 선수를 제가 해줄 의향도 있고.
I mean, I could pick a player of your choice, Dream. How about we make this happy group together? Dream. Let's have a great match against each other.
이사경을 뽑으면 바로 이사경이 혹시 뽑는 순서인가요?
So if I pick Parting picks the next one straight away, right? No, that is not the case. It will be Special's turn next, Dream. So after you Dream, it will be Special, then Ragnarok, and then it will be the next one. Then any other player who wants to join my group. Okay, SOS putting up his hand in the background. Wow, everyone wants to join Dream's group. Not too surprising.
이사기를 조금 할만하다고 할 정도면.
You know, he said Parting is doable. Then that means I'm a pretty easy opponent as well for him. How about he picks me? I mean, SOS is doable too. He's not that hard.
카메라 구도가 뒤에서 김유진 선수가
Wow.
바라보는데.
Look at that camera structure.
보죠. 그러면은 그러면 이제 지금 약간 경매인데요, 경매?
Wow, this is like an auction right now.
나타났어요.
So we have some rivals.
원희석.
So, Parting.
솔직히 준혁이가 유진이 형을 못 이길 것 같아가지고.
I don't think Dream's gonna be able to beat SOS, to be honest.
좀 힘없이 지는 거 그 슈퍼 토너먼트에서 봤어요.
I saw him losing to SOS helplessly in the Super Tournament.
좀 정상적으로 하는
So he probably wants to play against me, who goes very standard in the games. I think that gives him more opportunity to win in the round 16. Wow, the standard Protoss party. That's what he's calling himself. What about you, SOS?
게임을 좀 이상하게 하긴 하지만
Well, I do have the tendency to be a very unorthodox player, but not as much as partying.
성공기가 없으니까
He is lying right now.
성공기의 스타일로 한번
Because Zest is not here, I'm gonna try to play Zest style against Dream.
이렇게 재다가 또 얌생이처럼 적으나
You know, I think Dream is gonna just hear from me and partying, and I think he's gonna pick someone else.
동혁이가 토스를 잘 안 뽑았던 걸로 기억.
You know, recalling to the past group nomination, I don't think Dream has picked Protoss player that much.
네. 그런 부분에서 이렇게 지금 어필하면 얌생이처럼 안 하고.
So SO has just mentioned Dream as a timid player.
어떠세요?
A bit of flaming there.
가장 게임 얌생이 같이 하는 형이 이런 말 하니.
Wow, I can't believe SOS just said that.
두 선수 말고 없으면 바로 선택.
Well, if no one else wants to join my group, I'm gonna have to make a choice.
바로 조지혁 선수의 선택.
So Dream is gonna stand up and he's gonna pick a player of his choice.
저그 박수호 선수도 한번 피해보고 싶다 이런 생각.
Who will it be? Oh, what? DRG, who has never been mentioned yet. Okay. Wow. SOS was right. He was gonna pick someone else.
너무 얌전하게 하는 느낌이 나는데 얌생이 인정.
네, 그래서 아니 조지혁 선수가 좀 여러 선수
Okay.
중에서
DRG not looking too happy.
뽑은 이유는요?
So why did you pick DRG, Dream?
처음부터 박수호 선수 뽑으려고.
Well, first of all, I
토스전이 힘들어서
had the idea of picking DRG first.
다른 선수들이 저를 어떻게 생각하나.
I just wanted to hear what other players think of me. That was just my curiosity.
그 서열 이런 거 상당히 중요시했잖아요.
그렇죠.
생애 첫 시드를 가지고 조지명식을 임하다 보니까.
I mean, this is Dream's first time being a top seed of his group.
자, 그러면 이제 선택.
He is a very ambitious player. So DRG, would you grab the mic, please?
선수가 저기 뽑힐 거란 조정현 선수님 나를 선택할 거라는 그 예측은 좀
So
하셨어요?
did you think of getting picked in Group B? Yes, I mean I saw his fake show. I mean I did predict that I was gonna be picked by him. You know, things didn't turn out too bad.
선수도 최근에
Pretty happy.
조중혁 선수나 박수호 선수가 군 복귀 이후에 결정의 기량까지 아직 올라오진 못했지만.
I mean Dream and DRG have been showing great performance after finishing their military service. It's not at the pinnacle yet, but they have been showing good performance.
준혁이랑 게임하면 항상 뭐 재밌었던 거.
Well, when I play against Dream, I think it's always been fun. So I'm pretty happy.
자, 이렇게 재밌는 경기 하자는 이야기를 남겼습니다.
So they're gonna have an entertaining match together. So the first phase of the group nomination is over.
먼저
So let's take a look at the draft brackets right now.
고민 끝에 선택한 선수가 정재영
So
선수거든요.
so far in Group A we have Raw, Percival, and Group B we have Dream, DRG, Group C Maru, Ragnarok, and Group D Trap and Special.
네. 그래서 좀 A 그룹과 좀 B 그룹이 굉장히 좀 약간 즐거운 그룹.
And Group A, Group B is looking to be a pretty happy group. That's how things are kind of seeming to be.
한쪽에 확 치우쳐지지는 않고 일단 고르게.
You know, everything seems pretty balanced right now. It is not skewed at all.
조성주와 신이범, 조성우 선수, 로페즈 선수.
And Group C, Group D also looking very interesting as well.
저희가 오늘 조지명식은 이 거리두기를 하는 바람에 이렇게 좀 따로 떨어져
So
있기
today's
때문에
group nomination we are having social distancing, so we're not gonna put the players together in their desks.
그렇죠. 그래서 그 전에 선수들이 또 다시 어떠한 만큼 머리를 쓸 수 있느냐. 그리고
So the players are gonna have to think a lot for this group nomination. We still have a lot of the players remaining in their seats.
자신감을 갖고 조지명식을 임해도 괜찮을 것 같습니다.
그렇죠. 지금 남은 선수가 테란 3명, 프로토스 3명, 저그.
So the remaining players are 3 Terrans, 3 Protoss, and 2 Zerg. We will be back very soon.
You don't need harming. How will it us do what we loving? Just enjoy the moment. Enjoy the moment. Enjoy the moment. Enjoy the moment. Enjoy the moment.
신이 나를 만들 때 좀 많이 넣어준 거.
그거 당연히 턱이죠.
좀 섬세함? 약간 노력하는 거? 뭐 하나에 꽂히면 약간 열심히 하는 거. 끈기.
아, 진짜인데. 외모?
농담이고. 적응을 잘하는 것 같아. 사투가 새로 나올 때 확장팩이 나오잖아요. 그냥 그럴 때 좀 느끼는 것 같아.
어렸을 때 열정? 그거 하나만큼 그러니까 지치지 않는 그러니까 남들보다 더 노력했던.
누구야?
선인사한테.
이야기할래? 많은 것?
혹시 그분 R 그거 맞나요?
머리가 좋아요, 제가. 사람 심리를 빨리 깨는 것 같아요.
잔꽤? 꽤는 있는 것 같아요.
네, 운빨? 제 실력에 비해서 커리어도 그렇고 상금도 그렇고 좀 높은 것 같아요.
성실함. 시즌마다 거의 1000게임 넘게 하고
저한테 그냥 큰 키를 주신 것 같아요.
뛰어난 건 아니고 그냥 남들보다 조금 나은 정도. 게임 쪽에서 뭘 해도 빨리 배우는 거는 잘 해준 것 같아요. 운동 빼고 다.
게임 몰빵인 것 같은데.
좀 피곤을 많이 넣은 것 같아요. 요새 한 11시간? 막 이렇게 자요.
있는 것 같아요. 너무 곤란한데요. 그래도 게임 잔머리로는 탑3 안에는 들지 않나.
스트레스를 좀 많이 넣어주신 것 같아요.
음주 가문의 재능을 넣어주시지 않았나 생각하고 있습니다.
수량이 얼마나?
누구의 만남에 따라 좀 다른데 좀 가오를 지켜야 될 때는 그래도 무한대로 들어가지 않나 싶어요.
노력. 네, 재능을 뺏어가고 노력을 받았다 하죠.
휴맨십, 리액션, 게이머들 중에서는 제가 제일 과감하게 하는 편이죠.
I'm very good at finding new stuff and innovating stuff about the game.
유쾌함?
누가 아까 그랬는데? 정상인이 아니다.
뭐야 그러면.
병렬이 형한테는 그러니까 정상적인 걸 하나도 안 넣어준 것 같아요.
신이 저를 만들 땐 리액션을 빼놓은 것 같아요.
Sometimes I get too comfortable and don't try my best. That may be one of my weak points.
살 잘 찌는 거랑 키 좀 더 키워줬으면 좋겠어요.
키만 줬으면 얼마나 좋았을까. 쉽네요.
이거 요요기거든요.
의욕은 지금도 넘쳐요.
뭐가 넘쳐? 이게 넘치는 거야?
애가 새로 온다고 하더라고요. 저한테는 제가 같이 흡수를 생각하던 존빙 조동주밖에 없어가지고 이제 귀엽지도 않아요. 건방지지.
대진으로 좀 빼놓으신 것 같아요. 글쎄요, 없는 것 같은데.
10억만 있으면 좋겠네요.
제 생각에는 게임 재능을 안 넣어준 것 같아요.
컨트롤, 뭐 전략이나 뭐 운영은 나쁘지 않다.
멘탈을 좀 안 주신 것 같아요.
재능이요.
GSL 우선 들어오기 이런 거.
재능 말고는 딱히 떠오르는 게 없어요.
몸, 구체적인 골격,
침착함? 평소에는 괜찮은데 게임할 때 좀 침착함이 없는 경우가 좀 많아서.
신모 씨한테 키 플러스 재능.
자신감? 손목 문제가 있잖아요. 그래서 병원도 다녀보고 했는데 이게 심리 쪽에 관련된 거라고 하더라고요. 압박도 심하고 부담도 심하고 그런 것 같다고 해서
자각턱이 너무 부각된 것 같습니다.
식욕 먹으면 먹고 말면 말고 좀
기분파예요, 저는. 제가 만약에 어떤 빌드를 했는데 상대가 죽을 때까지 하거든요, 저는.
남성미?
이번에 근데 좀 우승했을 때 개인적으로 이번에 괜찮았어.
아, 그 좀 제가 좀 생각을 해놔가지고 그냥 성우가 하는 걸 보고 한번 따라해봤어요.
분노 조절? 아무래도 게임할 때 잘 조절 못하는 것 같아요.
없는 것 같은데요? 그나마 좀 이제 키? 그래도 한 183은 되고 싶었는데.
강경 선수 말로는
노력을 좀 안 넣어주신 거. 아닌가? 내가 모르는 다른 노력이 좀 있을 수도 있어요. 근데 그건 제가 말 안 해도 다 알고 계실 것 같은데.
맞는 것 같아요.
별로 노력 안 해?
옛날에는 했죠.
외모, 그냥 좀 부족한 것 같아요. 만족이 안 돼요.
어떤 선수한테 사실 아까 좀 물어봤어요.
네.
그러면 신이 박수성 선수한테 뭘 뺀 것 같아요?
메모를 빼지 않았을까.
바로 안 나오는 거 보니까 부족한 게 없는 것 같기도 하고.
실력이야. 게임 뭐 너무 못해.
할 수는 있겠지만 그래도 실리도 얻었고 자존심도 지켰습니다.
네, 정말 멋진 승부였어요.
시나리오 같은 게 좀 없는 것 같아요. 낯가림이 좀 심한 것 같아요.
신이 김대엽을 만들 때
네.
해놓고 넣지 않는 게
이성에 대한 매력.
신이 김대엽을 만들 때 이거 많이 넣어줬어.
이성에 대한 매력.
Hello everyone, welcome to the second phase of the group nomination. We will continue this group nomination now.
A그룹으로 역순 방향으로 진행이 된다는 점 말씀드리고요. 첫 번째
So the first player to pick will be Group D's special.
주인공이 지금 됐습니다.
So it'll be Group D, C, B, A, and then snake format from now. So special, would you grab the mic please? You have the power to choose a player of your choice. So Juan, what race do you want to pick?
Do you have a race that you want to pick right now?
너무 화났어 지금.
Yeah, I'm infuriated right now. I'm angry. I don't know who to pick.
아마 테란?
Maybe a Terran player?
오, 테란.
버니를.
예, 버니.
Maybe Bunny?
이신영, 이재선 있는데.
So there's Bunny, Innovation.
이재선 선수님 마이크 잡아주시고.
So Bunny, would you grab the mic please?
자, 이재선 선수 여기서 그룹 D 쪽으로 들어가서 테란.
So Bunny, what are you thinking about? What do you think about joining Group D with special?
후아는 사실 좀 막 무섭진 않은데.
I mean, Juan is not a player that I'm scared against.
마지막 선수가 들어오기 때문에.
But then there is the unknown player that's gonna join Group D at the end.
잘 모르겠어요.
So you know, I'm not too sure right now. Don't know how I feel about this. So Innovation, would you like to share your thoughts? It feels like you're meditating right now. You're closing your eyes. It feels like nothing's going through your mind right now.
저는 후안 선수랑은 별로 하고 싶지는 않아요.
I don't want to play against Juan.
최근에 졌어가지고.
Recently, I lost to him.
메카닉에.
Yes, to his mechanic. To his mech.
선수라서 이시현 선수는 하기 싫다는 이야기는 지금 남겼어요.
So you're saying that he's a picky opponent? Okay.
변현우 있거든요.
Then there's Byun, who is yet to be picked.
어떠세요? 그룹 D로 가는 거.
Byun, what do you think about Group D?
저는 D조가 괜찮은 것 같아요.
You think Group D is pretty good for me? I do want to join Group D.
후안 선수에게 좀 어필 한번 해주시죠.
Then would you like to appeal yourself to special?
후안이 근데 저를 뽑을 것 같긴 해요.
I mean, I think Juan is gonna pick me no matter what I say.
선수보다는 아마 그래도 제가 제일 낫지 않을까.
I think I'm the best bet here.
그래도 저를 뽑아줬으면 좋겠네요.
So I do hope he picks me.
후안. 여기서 변현우, 변.
Juan, what do you think about Byun?
아니에요?
No, not Byun.
알겠습니다.
Not Byun, he says. So Byun, Juan, have you made up your mind? Yes, I have. All right, would you stand up and pick the player of your choice, please?
단호하게. 생각하면 이재선 선수인데 최근 이겨본 적도 있어요.
He's very decisive with his choice today. Who will it be? Oh, parting. Oh, parting.
간 보는 게.
Okay, that was very surprising. That was very unexpected.
이거 기습이죠.
Parting with a smile. Not sure if that's a happy one or a sad one.
원자로 지를?
아니 왜 후안 왜 원이
Juan, what was the reason behind picking parting?
저는 프로토스한테 너무 잘해서.
I'm so good in the TVP. That's why I picked parting.
네, 괜찮아.
It's an easy one. It's an easy matchup.
프로토스 괜찮아요.
Terran beats Protoss. That's what he says.
후안에게 받았어요. 어떠세요 지금?
Wow, parting. What do you think about Group D?
일단 너무 땡큐고요.
Well, I mean, this is a big thank you for me. I'm so grateful. I'm gonna have to pulverize him. Gotta destroy Juan. Do you think you're gonna beat him in the winner's bracket or loser's bracket? I mean, I'm going to the winner's bracket. I'm not sure if Juan's gonna join me in the winner's bracket.
He thinks that you will not be in the winners, but he will be in the winners. So, what do you think, though?
We'll see about that.
We'll see about that. That's what he says.
한번 보자고 합니다.
Wow, bold statement there from both players.
근데 원희삭 선수가 보통 파괴하겠다, 혼내겠다라고 했을 때
I mean, whenever Parting says he's gonna destroy someone and pulverize someone, it never goes according to his plan. It proves to be his demise, frankly speaking.
전지명령 당한 느낌으로.
Well, it feels like Parting just got proxy barracks by his special. So with that, special is picking Parting. So Group C's Ragnarok will be picking the next player. Ragnarok, would you grab the mic, please? So you're joining Maru's group. You are not that happy about it. So now you're gonna have to change the atmosphere by picking a fresh player. So which player do you have your eyes set for?
저 토스 말고
Which race?
저도 뽑을 건데.
Maybe a Terran Reserve?
또 오고 싶은 사람 있으면은 말해 주세요.
If you want to join my group, put up your hand, please. So he's willing to reflect on the players' opinions. That's what he says. So we have Bunny Innovation remaining the Terran side. Do you not want the ZVZ, Ragnarok? So Group C, there's Maru. So not many players are putting up their hands. Solar? Are you? Did you put up your hand? No. He's shaking his head. I do want to pick Solar. I want to hear his opinions. Oh wow, this is not looking too good for Solar. You know, I don't think I need to say this in words. I do not want to join Group C. I hope he just leaves me alone. Then who else should he pick? Recommendation. You know, Ragnarok is awesome at the ZBT. And out of the 3 Terran players, I think he's just gonna beat everyone in the Terran terrain. I think Innovation might be an easy one for him. Why? Innovation these days, he's only played like 10 games for the past week. So I think Innovation's gonna just be an easy opponent for him. So Innovation, a big, strong recommendation from Solar. What do you think about that, Innovation? I mean, Ragnarok has been showing really good form these days. That's true. I mean, there's Bunny on the plate. I think Bunny's gonna be a more tasty plate for Ragnarok. I'm gonna practice from now, says Innovation. Right, Bunny. A big recommendation for Innovation for you. Well, I do think Ragnarok is really good. And in that group, there's Maru as well. And I do want to avoid Maru if possible. So I hope he doesn't pick me. But again, Innovation really didn't play even 10 games for the past week. And I'm sure he's not going to play more in the upcoming weeks. So I think Innovation is an easy opponent, easy prey for Ragnarok. So everybody is saying that Ragnarok is a good player, but more than that, there's Maru in the group. So everybody doesn't want to join Ragnarok's group. Oh, there's Dark available as well. Dark, how about you join Group C? I mean, Ragnarok is good, Maru is exceptionally good. So Group C, it's looking tough. So I'm just gonna go with the flow. I mean, recently he beat Clem as well. So Dark is back. Dark is back in the race. He's been showing great performance these days.
테란 사냥해야죠 사실.
네, 사냥 안 합니까?
So are you on the hunt today?
너무 16강에서 떨어져가지고.
Well, I mean, I've got eliminated in the round of 16 so much. So today I want to join an easy group. Nobody wants to join Group C. Not a single player. So right now Ragnarok is gonna have to choose a player of his choice. Okay, he's having a hard time. He's having a hard time. Solar, would you like to say anything more? The Cyber Zerg. Any final words, Solar? I mean, Ragnarok, please save me. Please don't pick me. I always get into group of death in the round of 16 group nomination. So please, this one time, please don't pick me. Now Ragnarok is not coming up with any other plan. Right now, it feels like Ragnarok has made up his mind to pick Solar. Now Ragnarok is avoiding looking at him. He's about to cry. Solar, you need to really move his mind. You know, Ragnarok is the best player right now in ZVT, so I'm saying this. Pick a Terran player, defeat him, and move on to round of 8. A little bit of hesitation in the eyes of Ragnarok. So Ragnarok, would you pick a player, please? Please don't pick me, says Solar. For the millionth time. And Ragnarok is still having a hard time picking a player. Have you made up your mind? Not Ragnarok. Who will it be? Is it him? Is it him? Oh! Whoa! SOS? SOS? Wow! Today is like... Oh, a lot of fake motions here in the group nomination. Okay, SOS is in trouble. He's in big trouble now. I really did intend to pick Terran player. But then Solar really didn't want me. And Bunny is a nice friend of mine. And Innovation, we got close to each other a few days ago. I mean, SOS, I defeated him a couple of times last year, so I have the confidence to defeat him. Well, that is right, Ragnarok. You did defeat SOS a few times last year, but you know, SOS has a tendency to defeat Maru a few times as well. So this group is quite. It's gonna be very interesting to see how this group unfolds. Wow, SOS should be pretty startled right now. He probably didn't expect himself joining Group C. SOS, how do you feel? Well, you know, I've been witnessing this group nomination. You know, I had the feeling that he might pick a Protoss. So the last player I'm gonna pick, one of the two players, I'm gonna pick the stronger one. Ooh, there's sulky SOS there. He's infuriated by Ragnarok's pick. And we have Solar's face in the monitor. He is smiling. That is a happy smile. But we never know how this group nomination is gonna unfold. So with Ragnarok picking SOS, it is time for DRG to pick a player of his choice in Group B. So right now, it feels like Group A and Group B are gonna be happy groups. So is there a player you do want to pick remaining? Yes. There's a few on the list. I do want to hear their thoughts. I want to hear if they want to join my group. I just want to hear how they want this group nomination to be. So anybody wanting to join Group B? So please put up your hand. Anybody? Group B? No? Anybody want to join Group B? There's Dream and DRG in that group. Oh, Innovation putting up his hand. I mean, DRG has the confidence to defeat me. So I just want to play a quick match. I want to pick my match. I want to play my match earlier. Okay, that's very typical of Innovation.
빠르게 경기를 치르기. 근데 그게 좀 대단한 게 최근에 경기를 일주일간 10경기도 안 했던 이신영이 빠르게 경기를.
And right now, Innovation saying that he wants to play his match earlier, but then again, for the past week, he's played less than 10 games, 10 matches. Interesting.
아주 만족스러운 자세네요.
You know, I'm very impressive from Innovation.
그러면 변현우 선수는 개인적으로 좀 어떠세요, 박수 선수?
Impressive attitude. What about Byun? DRG.
여기서 욕을 하고 있는 것 같은데.
You know, I think he's swearing at me right behind the mask.
오,
I think he's
자,
swearing at
변호
me.
선수도 아니 그룹 B 어때요?
Byeon, what about Group B?
저는 별로 가고 싶지 않아요.
Nope,
그럼
not that
어디 가고
group.
싶으세요, 변호 선수는?
저는
Then where do you want to go?
D조를 가고 싶긴 한데.
I do want to join Group D.
저는 아무래도 상대 선수보다는
But again,
일정을 좀 염두에 두고 있어가지고.
rather than the players themselves, I
네, 먼저
actually
하는
have
것보다는 뒤로 가서
more
자,
problems with the
마지막에
schedule, so that's why I want to join
자,
Group D.
그러면은 박한솔 선수의 이야기도 한번 들어볼까요?
Zhang,
박한솔 선수도
how about we hear
마이크
from
한번
him?
잡아주시고, 자, 변호 선수 마이크 전달 좀 부탁드립니다.
Zhang, would you grab the mic, please?
박한솔 선수는 어딘가 지금 들어가야 되는 상황인데요.
Zhang,
그룹
you are
B는
gonna have to join a
어떠세요?
group at the end of the day. So which group?
안 땡겨요.
아, 별로 안 땡겨요.
Group B? No, not Group B.
A 가고 싶어요.
I want to join Group A.
그 A로 올 것 같은 그런 느낌이 분명 있어요.
네, 있어요.
So do you think you're gonna be picked in Group A? Yes, I have the feeling. It's coming to me.
느낌적인 느낌으로.
Yes, this is the. I instinctively think that I'm gonna join Group A.
경장 선수도 이제 엄청나게 강력한 죽음의 조를 만드는 것보다는 그래도
네.
상대적으로 약하다고 평가받는 박한솔 선수.
네. 그리고 지금 남은 선수가 지금 강민수 선수 지금
So the
남아 있는
remaining
상황이고
players
이제
are
선택이
Solar
좀 길온데.
and the other players.
사실
살짝 달콤한 꿈을 꾸었는데
예.
박수 선수가 이신영 선수를 뽑고
어.
이신영 선수가 연습량이 살짝 부족한다 한들
예.
다시 자신이 뽑을
So
기회가
DRG may pick Innovation, and then Innovation may pick Dark. That's what JYP thinks. So that's JYP scenario. DRG picking Innovation and Innovation picking Dark. So DRG, any other players you want to pick? Nope, I made up my mind. Alright, let's see who DRG picks. It will be, Innovation! Oh, wow. This might go according to how JYP's scenario works. Wow, picks Innovation. Why did you pick Innovation, DRG?
신영이가 그 성격 따라 그런 게임도 되게 차분하게 해서.
I mean, Innovation is very calm during the games, and I'm a very calm player as well. So I think it's gonna be a good match against him. So DRG thinks Innovation's gonna play very standard, like he always does. No upsets. So Innovation, you ended up joining Group B. What do you think? You should be pretty happy about it.
솔직히 좋아서 들어간 것보다는
Honestly, you know,
다른 조가 더
I didn't go into Group B because I wanted to. It was more reluctantly because the other groups are more picky and tricky to play against. Okay, the other groups are harder for him. That's what he says. So Innovation will not be playing against DRG in the first match. He'll be playing against the player he picks later. Maybe Dark. It might be Dark, according to JYP. Alright, now it is time for Percival, the second player of Group A, to pick. So Percival, just go ahead with your choice. Do you want to play against a strong opponent? There are many selections for you.
테란을 데려갈 것 같고요.
I do want to pick a Terran player.
토스는 무조건 안 데려가요. 혹시
Never a Pros player.
재선이 형이나 아니면 변현 선수 둘 중에 한 분.
I want to hear
A조 오고 싶은
from Bunny and Byeon. Any of you want to join my group? Bunny, would you grab the mic, please? Group A.
잘하면 될 것 같은데요?
저는 근데 재형이가 사실 저를 염두에 둘지 몰랐는데
I didn't think Percival would set his eyes on me.
저를 약간 이렇게 약간 얘기할 줄 몰랐고
I didn't expect him to pick me. If he does pick me,
제자 교육을
I'm gonna give him a tough lesson.
더 뽑아주면 좋죠.
I mean, he can pick me. I'd be pretty happy with it. I'm gonna teach him a lesson. That's what Bunny says, as they are both on the same team. Oh wow! Maybe a battle between a master and a disciple. What about that, Percival? Oh, Byeon. What about you, Byeon? Group A. Group A is not bad.
그 일정이 빠르기도 하고
But
그
the schedule, I'm not fond of the schedule.
선수가 변현우 선수라고 예전에 들었던
I mean,
것 같고.
Percival, I think he mentioned that I'm his role model before, and I'm his favorite player. So this time, I hope he doesn't touch me. Please don't pick me, says Bjorn to Percival. So according to Bjorn, Percival stated that Bjorn was his favorite pro player. So Percival, are you happy picking Bunny?
16강에는 MV가 5명이거든요.
I mean, there are 4 groups and there are 5 MB players. So, you know, what can I do? I have to pick one MB player. And it's gonna be Bunny, says Percival.
정재영 선수가 그리고 이재선 선수에게 이제 제가 가르쳐 드리겠습니다.
Wow, Percival
이거 잘하면 지금 될거
trying to backstab Bunny there. Anything you want to say, Bunny?
사실 저 뽑아도 뭐 저는 괜찮고.
Well, even if he picks me, I'm pretty okay with it.
내용이 그냥 하고 싶은 대로 다 했으면 좋겠어요.
Well, I mean, Percival, do as you please. I'm happy with your choice.
그렇죠. 처음으로 올라와서 이제 조지명식.
Oh, nice attitude from Bunny.
자, 그러면요. 정재영 선수 마음의 결정
So
끝났습니까?
Percival, have you made up your mind? Yes, I have. Would you pick a player of your choice? Who will it be? Is it gonna be Bunny, as he said? Oh my God! Backstabbing Bjorn, his favorite pro gamer. Oh no! Oh no! Bjorn is not happy. Well, it is past tense after all. He was his favorite player, not anymore.
그러면요. 정재영 선수는 여러 선수 이 두 선수 중에서
So out of Bunny and Bjorn, you pick Bjorn, Percival. What is that?
뽑을 생각 별로 없었는데.
Well, I didn't have the intention to pick him.
좋아하면은 뽑을 수 있지 않나? 싶어가지고.
But then, you know, he used to be my favorite player. So, you know, why not pick him?
그 인터뷰 하나로 결정이.
Oh no.
어린 패기가 보이는 것 같아.
Wow.
네. 제 엄청난 이 패기가 좀 느껴졌어요.
뭐가 까다로워서라고 피하려고 했으면
A big confidence there from Percival. Definitely the youngest player here in the GSL.
중에서 이런 얘기하니까 그 이야기 듣고 나서 그냥 뽑지 뭐.
Oh.
스케줄 빠른 거에 별
I mean, Bjorn was not happy with the schedule for the first match. But, you know, regardless of that, Percival picks Bjorn.
먼저 지금 뽑힌 상황이거든. 어떠세요?
Bjorn, how do you feel getting picked by Percival?
뭐 근데 뭐 이럴 수도 있다고 생각했어요.
Well, you know, I'm just gonna have to accept my fate.
아무래도
Not too sad.
가장 친한 선수가 그 이재성 선수인 것 같아서 저를 뽑을 것 같긴 했어요.
I mean, Percival's Bunny is the closest player to Percival, so I had the feeling Percival might pick me after all.
하루 20명권자예요.
네, 데리고 올 생각입니다.
잠깐만요. 안 듣고? 잠깐만요. 진짜.
So Bjorn,
지금 바로 이제
are you just gonna pick right away?
이 스네이크 방식이다 보니까
I mean, because it's a snake format, Bjorn will be the first player to pick.
자, 이재선 선수 마이크 한번 잡아주고 지금 이렇게 되면은
So Bunny, would you grab the mic, please?
때문에 이재선 선수까지 끌려갈 수 있거든요. 어떠세요?
Oh, Bjorn might pick you, Bunny. What do you think? Oh, that would be the happy scenario for me. I'd be so happy.
못한다고 생각을 하는데. 뽑아줬으면.
I think Bjorn is very bad. I think he's trashy these
이런
days.
상황을 과연 이병헌 선수 원하는 상황이냐요.
So I'm pretty happy with it.
빼놓고 이야기하고 있거든요.
So Rog, are you happy with Bjorn's choice? Bjorn picking Bunny. Are you happy with that?
제 의도치 않게.
You know, things are going
꿀조예요?
really weird for me.
그래서 아마 딴 곳으로 가지 않을까.
I mean, I don't want Bjorn in my group, so I'm gonna trade him out of my group at the end. So even if no.
원하는 매치를 만들지 못하게 한다는 거죠.
그렇다면 변현우 선수가 여기 죽음의 조에 만들어 놓던가 아니면 딜을 해서 좋은 데로 보내달라고
So Bjorn,
그 가능성이 좀 생겼습니다.
there is a possibility you can make Group A into Group of Death. I want to ask Bunny.
이병렬 선수가 원하는 선수를 제가 뽑으면 저를
So if I pick a player Rogue wants,
지금 그대로 가시면.
can you trade me out of the group?
지금 그대로 가시면 아까 전 이야기한 대로 그대로 가시면 변현우를 보내주겠다.
So if Bjorn does pick a player of Rogue's choice, Rogue promised Bjorn that he's gonna send Bjorn away to another group. That's a deal here between Rogue and Bjorn right now.
변현우 선수 보내주겠다. 어디로 보내주실지 모르잖아요.
So not sure where Rogue is gonna send Bjorn to. Don't know if it's gonna be B or C or D.
또 궁금한 거 없으세요?
네, 정했습니다.
Anything else you want to say, Bjorn? Nope, I made up my mind. Alright, let's start the fourth phase of the group nomination now. I mean, Zaun is still left to be picked. Oh, it is Bunny. Oh? Oh, what? 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 Dark?
이거 이지선 다 걸었습니다. 이지선 다.
Dark joining Group A?
어떻게 바꿔도 A조는 난리가 났는데요.
Oh no, Group A is in big trouble.
좋아해요.
Dark seems happy. Rock is
수출하면 보내면 만약에
not looking that happy.
남는다.
이병렬이 되게 풀수 있게
예.
내려와신다면
네.
그렇게 될 것 같아요.
I mean, Rock did say that Byun could just pick a player of his choice and he's gonna send Byun away to another group.
갑자기 왜 후원?
병렬.
So Hwan,
다크.
anything you want to say?
체인지해요.
Hey Rock, how about you swap me out with Dark? I'm a bad player. How about I join your group? 3 Terran in your group. How's that?
안 통하겠죠?
It's not gonna work, but that's a proposal made by Special to Rock.
아니 아까 전에 이재선이 아닌 박용 선수 뽑은 이유는요?
So why did you pick Dark, Byun?
원래 영어 뽑으려고 했어요. 어제
I
사실
was intending to pick Dark
여기까지는
from
뽑을
the
생각이
start.
있었는데 어제 그 영어가 클램 선수랑 하는 거 보니까
Yesterday,
약간
I saw Dark
예전
playing
기억이
against
좀 많이
Clam,
떠올라가지고 게임
and you know
하면은
it
되게
reminisced
재밌을
me
것
about the
같아서
past,
그렇게 뽑게 됐어요.
and that's why I was able to pick him today.
어떻게 보면 이 두 선수의 매치는 항상 이슈가 됐었죠.
I mean, Byun and Dark's matches were always very popular among the GSL fans.
냉동충 1.4였잖아.
그렇죠. 그래서 그때 영광을 다시 한번 할 수 있는
So Byun does want to regain his legacy from the past by playing against Dark. That's why I picked him. So Dark, would you grab the mic, please? So you're joining Group A. Now you have the chance of remaining in Group A.
근데 뭐 별 생각 없이 왔는데
So you know, again, I came here with not much thoughts.
되게 꿀조라서.
But apart from Rock, this is looking like a very happy group for me.
밸런스가 옛날 같지가 않거든요. 그래서 뭐 이대로 가면은 그냥.
So you know, if things go
재밌을 것 같아요.
like this, I think it's gonna be really fun.
그러게요.
저도 궁금한데.
그래요.
So I want to hear what Rock thinks about this Group A right now. I mean, Rock has the power to change 2 players at the end. And the next player to pick will be Innovation of Group B.
자, 이신영 선수 마이크 잡아주시고요.
Innovation, would you grab the mic, please?
실제 남은 선수 이재선, 박한수, 강민수예요.
So the remaining players are Solar, Bunny, and Zaun.
강민수 선수 데리고 올 수도 있거든요.
So Zerg, Terran, Pardos.
선택의 그
Which race, which player do you want to pick?
저는
Well, as for me, I do want to pick a Zerg.
한명 남은.
Okay, there's 1 Zerg remaining there.
괜찮아요?
Are you fine with Solar?
원래 저그를 뽑으려고 했는데
You know, I was intending to pick a Zerg.
한 명 남긴 했는데.
Well, there's only 1 remaining.
지금 병렬이가 어차피 명우나.
But you know, at the end of the day, Rogue might trade Dark out.
딜 들어왔습니다. 자, 이병렬 딜 들어왔어요.
So Innovation is making a proposal to Rogue right now.
좀 이득을 보는 그런 선택을 하고 싶다는 이야기를 했거든요. 누구 뽑는 게 나을까요? 그룹 B입니다.
Rogue, who should Innovation pick?
누구 남았죠?
Who's remaining? Bunny, Sound, Solar.
계획이랑 좀 제 계획이 좀 이상해져.
Well, this is not going according to my plan. My plan is twisted.
아무나 뽑아보시고.
You're gonna have to untangle it, right? Well, you know, Innovation, feel free to pick a player of your choice.
안 생겨서 뽑기가 좀 그렇거든요.
Says Rogue.
이신영 선수가
So Rogue is not gonna intervene with Innovation's choice.
박영호를 자기 선수로 데리고 싶을 느낌이 좀 있거든요.
네, 그런
So a lot of thoughts going through Innovation's mind right now.
딱 집어주면 쉬울 텐데.
네. 자, 여기서 아무나 뽑아라는 이야기 나왔거든요. 그럼 남은 선수 이야기도 한번 들어보겠습니다.
So the remaining players.
선수 마이크 전달해 주시고요. 박한솔.
Zaun, would you like to say anything?
이재선, 박한솔, 강민수 선수 중에서
So the remaining players are Bunny, you, and Solar. What do you think, Zaun?
형, 저 어때요?
Innovation? What do you think about me? How about me, Innovation?
싫어요.
Zaun? No, not Zaun. Zaun is exempt from his choice.
그럼 이재선 선수는 그래도
Then what about Bunny?
B그룹을 가서 하는 거는
Bunny, how about you join Group B?
저는 뭐 나쁘지 않은 것 같아요.
Not bad for me, says Bunny.
자, 그렇다면은
Okay, one more player. The player trapped in the cyber prison, Solar. I think Innovation should pick Zaun. I think Rogue wants Innovation to pick Zaun. So I recommend Innovation picks Zaun.
전략가였어요.
Oh, Solar showing a lot of his strategist moments here in the GSL group nomination.
강영우 선수를 바꿀 수 있다라는
그렇죠.
그 딜이 좀 들어왔거든. 그 이야기 조언이요.
그리고 오늘 조지명식 흐름상 박한솔 선수가 싫어도 뽑고.
So looking at how this group nomination is proceeding, I think Zaun is bound to be picked in Group B.
자, 이시현 선수.
Not many choices for him.
끝났습니까?
So innovation have you made up your mind?
민수 뽑을 것 같긴 한데 민수.
I think I am gonna pick Solar, but I do want to hear what Solar thinks.
강민수 뽑으려고 한다고. 강민 선수.
Solar, what do you think? Just pick me then. Just pick me. Ooh, provocation from Solar. Is innovation gonna accept his provocation? You know, if I don't get picked now, I think I'm gonna join Group C, which is the worst scenario. So I think, you know, innovation can pick me.
알겠습니다. 지금 뽑아달래요. 무조건 뽑아달래요. 결정 끝났습니까?
Just please pick me, innovation. Says Solar. Have you made up your mind, innovation? Yes, I have. You know, the tendency is that Solar, whenever he pleads a player to pick him, he never gets picked. So let's see how innovation picks. Ooh, it's gonna be Bunny. Bunny? Yes, Bunny joins Group B. Okay, Solar is not looking happy with his choice. This is not his scenario. This is not his ideal scenario right now. Bunny is happy. Bunny is happy.
그러면요. 자, 이신현 선수 마이크 잡아주시고요.
So innovation, would you grab the mic, please?
강민수가 뽑아달라고 했는데 강민수는 안
So Solar pleaded you to pick him, but you picked Bunny.
뽑아달라고.
What is the behind story?
뽑기가 싫었어.
You know, he told me to pick him, so I didn't want to pick him. That's it. That's how innovation is.
같은 주되면 또 어떤 느낌이 나올까? 뭔가 자신 있어 하는 것 같아서.
You know, it felt like Solar was confident against me, and you know, his form is looking good, so I didn't want to pick him. That's more of the in-depth analysis behind this choice.
그렇죠.
네.
나쁜 조가 아니니까.
So Solar is left between Group C and Group D. Right now, the next player to pick will be SOS.
강력한 선수 뽑고 싶다는 이야기를 했는데요.
And SOS did mention before that he wants to pick a stronger player out of the two last players.
반대쪽이죠.
네. 자,
네.
김민희 선수의 타임이 좀
So
돌아왔어요.
SOS, your time has come.
박한솔과 강민수.
It will be
궁금해서 그래요.
either Solar or Zaun. Who do you think?
계획에는 원래
I mean Zaun. I mean Zaun and Solar are very good players, but you know my scenario was that Dark and Innovation were gonna be left at the end. So my scenario is not going according to my plan today. But then again, Solar is alive right now. He's left to be picked. So I do want to pick. I want to see Solar playing against Maru.
지금 여기서 조정주 선수랑 하는 그 경기를 너무 보고 싶대요.
So SOS really wants to see Solar going up against Maru. That's what he says. You know, frankly speaking, whatever I say here, SOS is still gonna pick me. You know, I think Solar and Maru. I think me and Maru. I think we have had a bad relationship in our previous life.
아니 왜 벌써 포기를 했어요?
완전 포기를 했는데.
It's a very, very sad relationship between Maru and Solar from Solar's perspective.
그렇게 생각하고 있기도 한데 혹시 제가 두 명 중에 한 명을 뽑으면
But honestly, you know,
그 머릿속에 두 명 중에 한 명이 있는지 궁금하거든요.
if I pick a player between the two remaining players, is that player gonna be your preferred player, Rogue? I'm just half-half.
유진이 형이 저는 유진이 형이랑 명우랑 하는 것도 보고 싶어가지고.
You know, I do want to see Rogue. I do want to see SOS going up against Dark. So Rogue says he maybe wants to send Dark to Group C.
의견이 일치하지 않는가요? 네. 원하는 선수, 이병현 선수 입장에서 데려오고 싶은 선수.
So any player you want, Rogue.
박한솔 선수가.
You know, out of the two, I do want Zaun to be in my group. So if SOS picks Zaun, he's gonna trade Zaun into his group. If SOS picks Solar, he is not gonna pick Solar into his group.
강민수 선수랑 하게 될 것 같은데.
You know, I think I'm gonna end up playing as Solar in the round of 16. So I do want to ask Solar if he wants to join Group C or Group D. I think SOS is interrogating me right now. But frankly speaking, I'm not happy joining Group C. I'd rather join Group D.
약간 희망을
You know, SOS, he prefers, he enjoys me living in a hell, living in pain. SOS enjoys Solar living in pain. That's what he says.
개인기.
Alright, just pick me, SOS. Go for it. Go for it. I'm gonna lose to Maru, and I'm just gonna defeat the other two. SOS.
왜냐면 해도 뽑을 것 같아서.
그래서 그래요? 근데 예.
장기자랑을 했는데.
So SOS hasn't made up his mind yet.
저 판단이 맞는 것 같아요.
그렇죠.
It is likely to be Solar,
들어본 상황이거든요. 그러면 이제
but nothing has been confirmed yet. So SOS, have you made up your mind? Yes, I have.
선택만 남겠습니다.
So SOS, let's see who it picks. Will it be Solar or will it be Down? Oh, it's Down. Oh, okay, Down. Okay, Solar is happy. Solar, congratulations, a round of 8. Oh wow, a lot of very fake motions. A lot of fake motions here in the group nomination. So why did you pick Down?
저그전 할 것 같기도 하고 민수가 좀 너무 좀 안타까워 보였어요.
I think I'm gonna pick I think I'm gonna play against the Zerg anyway, and Solar looked very poor, so I don't want to pick him. I mean, I did pick Down, but I think things are bound to change later. You know, if I play against a Protoss player, that's fine. But if I play against a Zerg player, that is also fine. I'll play against the Zerg reluctantly. So Solar is in Group D, and Down is in Group C. So Solar, you seem very happy this time. I think this is the first time in the group nomination you're happy. You know, I've been in the group nomination many times. I've always remained in the group nomination at the last stage. I did want to play against the Protoss. And, you know, I'm really happy that Juan is in my group as well. Congratulations, Ragnarok, Solar. You know, SOS tends to be a very playful. In the grab nomination, he likes to play a lot of jokes. You know, I think I'm gonna help with SOS. I'm gonna help SOS with his scrims. You know, even if he calls me at 4 a.m., 5 a.m., I'll wake up and help him with his scrims. So Sound, you will be located in Group D now. What do you think about Group D? Group C. Group C.
나쁘진 않고
You know, not bad.
A조로도 갈 수 있다는 생각을 해도 나쁘진 않은 것 같아요.
You know, even if I go into Group A, it's not bad as well.
A 그룹에 누구와 바뀌었으면 좋겠다는 생각이 좀
Then
드세요?
who do you want to be traded with in Group A?
네, 영훈 형이랑 바뀌지 않을까.
I think I'm gonna be traded with Dark, to be honest.
재밌는 시간이 좀 기다리고 있습니다. 자, 이렇게
Not sure if Frog is gonna use his power. He has the choice to not to use his power as well.
바꿀 수 있는 그 권한이 좀 남아 있는데요. 박영우 선수 생각을 한번 들어보겠습니다. 박영우
So
선수.
let's hear from Dark.
좀 전체적으로 여기서 이 변화를 바꿀지는 박영우를 바꿀지는 이병렬 선수 많은 고민에 빠지고
So Rogue is still very hesitant.
저도 근데 병렬이 형 생각이 너무 궁금해가지고.
So I want to hear from Rogue as well.
들어줄지 한번 얘기를 들어보고 싶어요.
I want to see who he wants to trade out.
A조나 C조나 상관없어가지고.
오.
I don't care Group A. I don't care Group C.
어떤 변화를 줄지 누구를 더 바꿀지에 대한 질문이 들어왔거든요.
지금 제가 한 3가지 고민 중인데.
Right now I have 3 cases.
영우랑 박한수 선수랑 바꿀지.
Trading Dark and Down.
변 선수랑 박한수 선수랑 바꿀지.
Trading Down and Beyond.
아니면 그냥 너 죽고 나 죽자 그러면 퍼시블 선수랑
Or
바꿀지.
just trading Innovation and Percival.
세 가지.
Wow, 3 cases there.
A조에 이신영이 와도
Wow.
멋있어요.
If Innovation comes into Group A, I think it's going to be really fun.
자, 그럼 누구부터 이야기하겠습니까? 지금 진짜 바뀔 수 있거든요.
Then who wants to voice out their opinion first?
정재우 선수는 바꿀 생각까지.
It is time to change your destiny, players.
제가 가겠습니다.
I will go into Group A. Please allow me to.
이유가 있나요?
이유가 A?
Any special reason? Innovation?
이유가 있어서?
재미로요.
You know, for fun. Just for fun.
재미로?
그리고 가면
예.
박영호가 또 있어서.
Well, if you do go into Group A, there's gonna be dark.
끌어오르게 만드는 그런 느낌이 있다는 거죠.
정재훈은 바꿔라라는 이야기가 지금 나온 상황이고 또 선수 얘기할 선수 있어요 지금요.
Any other players?
멤버 이렇게 바뀔 수 있는 상황인데요.
You have the chance to change your destiny.
진행되고 있지만 A조가 구매조가 됐었던 기억 머릿속에
I don't think we've ever had a group nomination where the Group A was the group of death.
선수 이야기 들어보겠습니다.
This might be the first time.
여기서 변현우 선수를
So
바꿀지 말지에 대한 이병렬 선수 고민의 시간이거든요.
Rog is thinking about making you join Group A.
변이랑 스페셜이랑 딱 바꾸면 될 것 같은데. 저를 좀 바꿔줬으면 좋겠네요.
아 스페셜이랑.
You know, I hope he trades me out with special.
좀 그런 조를 좀 만들어라.
괜찮은 느낌이긴 해요.
그럼 스페셜
So
선수
Rog,
생각은 어때요?
so special, what do you think?
거 아니에요? 왜? 제발.
오.
Switch me, man.
Yeah, switch me. Swap me into Group A.
와, 러브콜까지 들어왔습니다.
Okay, a proposal made by special.
자, 지금 박영우 선수도 변현우 선수 바꿀지 박영우 선수 바꿀지 정재훈 선수 바꿀지 고민 중이거든요.
A lot of possible scenarios here. So Dark, anything you want to say?
뭐 현우 형이랑 스페셜이랑 바꿔도 괜찮을 것 같은데.
If Byun and special get swapped, I think that's a pretty ideal scenario. What do you think, Rog?
성우한테 너무 미안해가지고.
But then I'm gonna be really sorry to Trap. I want to hear what Trap thinks.
마이크 한번 전달해 주시고 조성우 선수의 조언.
네, 저는 안 바꿨으면 좋겠어요.
안 바꿨으면.
Trap says he doesn't want Rog to swap.
다른 A조로만 안 데려가고.
그래. 보안만 빼고
Please,
아무나 다 바꿔라.
please don't trade special into Group A, says Trap. Any other players are fine. Just don't trade special.
He will lose.
이미 실제로 대전을 하면은 꼭 질 거라고 약속을 했습니다.
자, 그래서 여기 무조건 여기서 이제 고정을
유진이 형의 생각이 좀 궁금해요.
So I want to hear from SOS now.
테란전 하고 싶은데 저기전 하고 싶은데.
SOS, do you want to play against the Terran or Zerg?
테란전 아니면
토스전 하고 싶은데.
I want to play against Trotos actually.
토스가 없어요.
Okay, that was not
거의 고건
a part
그러면 건들
of Rog's plan.
나가다는 거죠?
그냥 근데 뭐 이거는 우승자의 권한이라서 뭐 크게 신경은 안 써요.
I mean, this is the authority of the top seed, so I'm not gonna intervene
박영우
or interfere with it.
잘하는 선수니까.
But again, Dark is a phenomenal player.
더 재밌는 매치 봤으면 좋겠는.
So I hope to see more entertaining matches in Group A. That is my personal opinion.
선수를 좀 바꿔주는 게 좀 재밌다라는 생각하시는 거예요?
So SOS, are you saying that swapping Percival is gonna be more fun?
잘 모르겠어요.
알아서.
네.
알아서.
그건 알아서 하고.
You're not sure about that.
재밌는 경기 A조에서.
But I hope to see amazing. I hope to see fun matches in Group A.
지금 이렇게 지금 분위기가 좀 뜨거워지고 있는 상황이거든요.
All right, things are heating up right now in this group nomination, and Trap has just mentioned that Rog shouldn't pick special into his group.
스페셜과 좀 바꿔달라는 이야기를 했고요.
여러 가지 얘기들이 많이 나오고
A lot of possible scenarios going back and forth here.
경기력도 너무 좋고.
그렇죠.
그러니까 이어지니까
누구만 나도.
그냥 죽음의 조
And Rog is right now a phenomenal player. He's showing great momentum. So whoever he picks, he's going to be able to defeat the player. So Percival,
바꿀 수 있다라고.
anything you want to say?
이신영 선수는 바꾸겠다.
So now Rog is thinking about swapping you and Innovation. What do you think about that? Well, that's fine. I mean, Group A being a stream Terran player, I think that's a pretty good scenario as well.
테란조로 만들자는 얘기는 박영우 선수 바꾸자.
그렇죠. 테란과 바꿔와라.
네.
So that's saying Dark getting traded with a Terran player.
비슷하죠. 가도 3테란이 될 수가 있고 그리고 우리 조가 또 3테란이 될 수도 있으니까.
네. 자, 이렇게 여러 가지 의견들이 좀 나와.
Alright, a lot of the opinions are going on here, being voiced out by the players.
최고 티어들은요. 항상 신이 생겼어요. 근데 여러 가지 그 추천들이 들어왔는데요.
A lot of recommendations from the players, but right now Rog hasn't been able to make up his mind. Oh, I came up with the ideal scenario, says Rog. So anyone else wanna say something to Rog? Dark.
어떤 건지 좀.
I wanna hear what your ideal scenario is, Rog.
집에서 보고 싶어서 영웅 경기는 또 집에서 시청하겠습니다.
I wanna see I wanna see Dark's match at home. Says Rog. I'm gonna pick a player. I'm gonna trade a player.
안 나빠할 것 같아가지고.
안 나빠할 것 같다는데.
I don't think Dark is gonna be sad about it. Sad about my choice.
과연?
그래요? 자, 그럼 바뀔 수 있는 그 가능성. 박한솔 선수도 마이크 잡아주시죠. 지금 이제
So Zound, would you grab the mic, please?
생겼거든요. 자, 어떠세요?
You might be joining Group A. What do you think? Yes, Group A is looking really favorable for me.
안 계시죠?
Says Zound.
안 계세요. 마지막 게임.
Anybody else? Innovation.
안 바꿀 것 같으니까. 예. 이야기.
Innovation wants to say something.
예, 저는 병렬이가 너무 쉽게 가기에는 이름값에
You know, I think Rogue
안 어울린다고
has
생각해서
such great reputation. He shouldn't defeat easy opponents.
이렇게 가는 것도 나쁘지 않아요.
He should defeat more tougher opponents.
정재영 선수.
Then how? Innovation.
오.
Well, Innovation is clearly saying that he wants to be swapped with Percival to join Group A.
족전을 만들어 달라.
Okay, a bit of provocation here from Innovation.
안 가겠습니다. 쉽게 가지 않게 하겠습니다.
I'm not gonna go easy then, says Rogue. Ooh, Rogue is accepting his challenge.
이건 약간 본애인 얘기지만 강민수와 바꾸면 강민수가
Oh, what if Solar joins Group A?
그래요. 자, 최종 결정 끝났고 여러분 하실 말씀 없죠?
Anybody else wants to say something? No one else?
해주시죠.
All right, let's make up your mind. And I'm Rogue. Let's trade a player.
이 선택이
Who will it be? Which two players will it be? Well, first of all, it's gonna be Dark with Bunny. Oh, Dark is gonna join Group B, and Bunny's gonna join Group A.
강민호 선수가 만나게 됐고 다시.
Oh, that's pretty surprising.
오면서 3테란전을 만들었는데
So it will be a 3-Terran group for Group A.
갑자기 버니를 데려온 이유가 있다면요?
So why did you pick Bunny, Rogue?
일단 명우대 신영이 형 경기를 집에서 좀 시청하고 싶고.
Well, I do want to see Dark playing against Innovation from home. I want to spectate it from home.
또 제가 하기 편해가지고.
You know, this group is easier for me to practice against.
연습을 좀 선택을 한 상황이고. 자, 그렇다면 이제 마지막으로 좀 이재선 선수 마이크 한번 잡아주시죠.
So Bunny, would you grab the mic, please? You have just been traded out from Group A. How do you feel?
저는 사실 좀 이렇게 했으면 했겠다 하면서 혼자 머릿속으로 생각하고.
You know, I actually thought about this scenario in my head, but I didn't think it would be possible.
안 했는데.
That's why I didn't say anything.
너무 잘 됐어요.
But right now, it feels like a dream come true. I'm so happy. I'm so satisfied with the group.
지금 박영우 선수는 어떠세요?
And Dark, what do you think about you? What do you think about this scenario?
생각하고 있다가 신영 형이라고 생각하니까 되게 편해졌고.
You know, I thought I was gonna play against Maru at first, but now that it's Innovation, you know, I'm pretty happy with it. I'm pretty happy with the matchup.
그렇죠. 자, 이렇게 최종 선택이 마무리가 됐고.
Okay, so the brackets have been finalized for the round of 16. So Rogue does use his power after all. And Solar is the beneficiary of this group nomination for sure. He's never been so happy in the past group nominations. Once again, congratulations, Solar, on your round of 8. Alright, let us talk you through the finalized round of 16 groups. So in Group A, okay, Group B, A, okay, Group B will be Group B match will be carried out first due to schedule conflict among the players. So Group B, we have Dream, DRG, Innovation, Dark, and Group A, the 3-Terran group, we have Rogue, Percival, Yun, and Bunny. And Group C, we have Maru, Ragnarok, SOS, and Zound, and Group D, we have Trap, Special, Potting, and Solar.
최고 시기권자의 이제 그런 그 권력 때문에 약간은 좀 뻔하게 돌아간다는 말이 있긴 있었는데 오늘 같은
I think for Group A, Rogue is gonna have an easy time preparing for the Terran matchups. And you know, I think apart from Group A, Group B, C, D seems pretty proportionate among the races. And with that, the group nomination has come to an end. So we will reiterate that from round of 16 Code S, the fans will be able to come to the venue to spectate. But we only have 30 seats available, so you get your tickets fast. And the ticketing will be open every Friday, 5 p.m. KST, and you must go to ticketlink.co.kr to purchase your tickets. And it will be $5, 5,000 Korean won, and you may purchase 2 tickets for every individual. And of course, you need to bring your valid IDs like passport and your identification card. You need that, otherwise you cannot go into the venue. So please do bring your identification card. And you need to pick up your tickets at 5:30 p.m. during the match day, 1 hour prior to the show. And you may purchase your tickets at the reception desk. Get your tickets.
지옥조가 있었는데
So we
오늘은
you know, in the past group nomination, we always had a happy group and a group of death. But this time, I think the level of difficulty is quite proportionate. It's quite a fairly balanced group.
이렇게 마무리가 됐고 저희가 개막전 경기 안내를 해드리겠습니다.
Okay,
자, 이번
the opening match will be the Group B match, which will be carried out Monday next week, 28th of June, 6:30 p.m. The first match will be against between Dream and DRG, and the later match will be between Innovation and Dark. And this has been the group nomination. I was Andy, the GSL interpreter, and I'll see you on Monday next week. Bye bye.